One greetings from the high tent. It's Everyday Shenanigans. Thanks for joining me. Prayers to Takeoff's family, Migos family. He lost his life this early morning in Houston, Texas, over nonsense. Prayers for our young men, our African-American men in the urban community, because this was a senseless death. Now to the story of the hour. We hear that some people paid Billy Joe and his family a visit. I already brought that information yesterday. I already told you there was going to be a briefing about what to do with Billy Joe. But yet, it's breaking news today. You all are funny. And Justice for All, let me holler at you for just a second. Why are you live streaming telling the general audience you don't think this was planned? The Queen already brought the information yesterday. Well, you don't follow my content, do you? Maybe you should. You all need to stop spreading lies about stuff you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You all got that shit bad. Yeah. First person to break the news was Everyday Shenanigans. Yeah, I'm tooting my own damn horn. Because you all don't know what you're talking about. You're too busy wanting to be immersed in something to be seen and heard when you don't even know what's going on. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know these people. And you just put out stuff and spread stuff because you don't have anything better to do. Oh, I don't think this was planned. It's an open investigation of a child missing. So how could it not have been planned? It makes no fucking sense. You should stop talking. Just stop talking. Danny, where are you? Somebody's looking for you too. WSAV3 is the source. Thank you for joining me. This is Everyday Shenanigans. Sit back, enjoy the ride. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you for my new subscribers. God is good. Amen. Please stop listening to the gossip because these people out here don't know what they're spreading on YouTube or the people at that house at 535. Stop listening to the gossip. I'm not going to entertain it, so don't pass it my way. I'm not interested. Thank you for joining me.
And Chatham County police investigators are back in a landfill today. We are now entering the third week of the search for little Quinton Simon. The 20-month-old was last seen almost a month ago at his home in southwest Chatham County. Police have told us that his mother, Leilani Simon, is their number one suspect in this case. Her boyfriend and Quinton's siblings were in that home the morning the toddler disappeared. WSAV's lead investigative reporter, Brett Buffington, is back in that neighborhood tonight. Brett, one person we haven't seen during the search for Quinton is the boyfriend, Daniel Youngkin. We know that police did question Daniel in the hours after the search for Quinton started, but since then, we really don't know where Daniel's been.
That is correct, Tina. We know that just after Quinton went missing, Leilani Simon and Daniel Youngkin were both taken to the police station. The family told us that. But since that day, October 5th, we haven't seen Daniel. But we know he hasn't been here. On Friday, we showed you this video. Quinton Simon's mom, Leilani, grandmother Billy Joe, the little boy's uncle, and others sitting in the front yard of their home, face to face with the protesters who have been out here for weeks. It has been weeks since Daniel Youngkin, Leilani Simon's boyfriend, was seen here. According to the police, Daniel was the last person to say they saw Quinton Simon alive. That was 6 a.m. on October 5th. Today, with the help of our News Nation station in Raleigh, we knocked on the door of the only other address we have for Daniel. There were cars out front, but no one came to the door. The investigative unit found Daniel Youngkin has been in trouble before. To arrest in Harnett County, North Carolina, the same place we found this mugshot of Leilani Simon. We're told by the clerk of court's office, both of Daniel Youngkin's arrests, the most recent in 2020, involved drugs. It's unclear if Youngkin and Quinton's mom are still dating. As for the search for little Quinton in that landfill some 7 miles away from this home, we know that investigators were back there today. We know they took the weekend off. We expect to see them again every day this week, at least until Friday. Police, Tina, they haven't told us if they found anything relevant. in their search.
Brett, stay on the story as you have been from the very beginning. Thank you. Well, on this case, including exclusive content, go to WSAV.com.
WSAV.com if you want to stay in tune with what's going on with the Quinton Simon case and its inhabitants. Thank you all for joining me, following the content. God bless all of you. Well, I see that we have some busy bees stirring around. You all just don't get enough of stalking people, bothering people for some sick reason. What are you gaining? That's what I'm trying to understand. What are you gaining by calling people's jobs, calling his mother, Danny's mother, outing her location of her job? Now, how is that professional journalism? That's not professional. It's uncouth because you wouldn't want it done to you. How about somebody put your mom's address, phone number, workplace out on display? You wouldn't be too happy. It's amazing how some of you obviously are not human inside. You think because you have a YouTube channel, that means something, that you have top priority and rights to stalk people and out addresses and phone numbers and things. That's not good journalism. And frankly, you're not a journalist. You're just a YouTuber. YouTube has not given me any official capacity or badge to stalk and dox people and make up stuff and put all type of nasty rumors out about them. I can give my opinion, but I don't have a badge. I don't have a press badge. And as far as I know, Google hasn't sent me any type of notification or sent me anything in the mail saying, have you received your press badge, where you can just go around and fuck with innocent people because you can. The link is in the chat if you got an opinion pertaining to the visitors at that house today. And Mr. Danny, some feel like he should speak, some feel like he shouldn't speak. You entitled to your interpretation of why he left. But as you heard here in this commentary, with a source, WSAV, not a YouTuber or somebody on the ground that's bored, the news said nobody's heard from him. He has not been seen at the house. They sent a reporter to North Carolina, knocked on a door of an address. They thought that they could find him. No answer. Is he there? Don't know. Is he at his mom's house? Don't know. Is he with a friend? Don't know. Sleeping under a bridge? Don't know. Shelter? I don't know. But allegedly he's not over there at 535 Bulk Halter. So Danny, why did you leave so soon? Do you know what happened to the baby? Your baby mama, I believe, is trying to pin this baby's death on you. Because as she said, if I'm at fault, I'll turn myself in. When I get more information, I will bring it to you. I'm waiting on confirmation pertaining to the papers that were served at that location today. The Queen has no reason to make up anything to get likes and views, unlike some of you. So thirsty for what you call content. I don't have that kind of time. That's why I don't keep up with everything that's being said, what they're doing, who's live streaming a person's house. How long can you continue to watch a house? I'm just curious. Frankly, I would be trying to buy a house. Maybe I'm a little bit different. I think the same way as I did as a 30-year-old and a 20-year-old. I'd rather be a homeowner. So if I was to be standing outside on the pavement, staring at a house, it'd be a house I was hoping to buy or rent. Maybe I'm just a little old school. But the things that some of you all are doing is not productive. It's counterproductive because what you're doing is asking for an ass whooping. And I think some of you think that you won't get it. Well, as you see, a rapper, he's dead, and he was just an innocent bystander. So it can happen to you, even if you're just a dusty-ass YouTuber with nothing better to do, wasting good gas to go down the highway to do absolutely nothing that somebody else was doing weeks before. What is the point in that? I don't have to drive down the highway. I don't have anything to prove. And frankly, I do not believe in stalking people because I wouldn't want someone stalking me. And there are lots of murderers walking free that are on bond and pretrial release. So as I've said before in my commentary, if some of you like stalking murderers, why don't you stalk these other murderers? We have so many of them. Gee, Wally, we've got a bunch. And you refuse to go stand outside of their house. Don't you all find that interesting? They pick and choose certain houses to stand out in front of. I could think of someone who's murdered somebody recently. Nobody standing outside of her house. 20-something-year-old black female murdered a young lady that I know of right here in Knoxville, Tennessee. No YouTubers over there. How about that? No YouTubers over there. Maybe you should Google the story. You all are so interested in baby killers and murderers. Ring her up. I'd like to see where that goes. I'm quite interested myself. Thank you for joining me. The link is in the chat. If you have an opinion pertaining to the visitors at 535 Bulk Halter today, plus the commentary brought to you by this news agent pertaining to Danny. They're curious to where he is and why did he leave. And then the YouTube gossip is that the mother's trying to set him up, implicating him and using other people to pass the rumor along that he's involved. He has the key to the story. Well, I got a feeling both of them have the key to the story. How about that? Lailani and Danny have the key to the story. And somebody mentioned something to me tonight, Lailani, about the last baby you have. Sky is her name. That's a pretty name. Why isn't he on the birth certificate? Is it some truth to that rumor that girl was spreading the other night in front of the house? You were messing around with two guys, so you didn't put his name on the birth certificate, allegedly. Maybe because you didn't know who the baby daddy was. And when the baby came out, you didn't know whom to verify. All right, everybody slow your roll. Hello, Pandora's box. Very interesting. Oh, breaking news! Breaking news! The FBI is at their house. You all are so funny out there. Oh my gosh, breaking news! I see the FBI. Well, I can't tell. Is it a detective or FBI? I don't know which one it is. But yet the Queen already told you. Somebody was trying to make a decision about Billy Joe, what to do with her, as far as charges, either through family court or criminal charges. Could that be the reason Billy Joe was served with papers? Billy Joe, were you subpoenaed to court? Somebody wants to talk to you. Is that why? Somebody wants you to testify. Testify. Or as we say in the street, test a lie. That's why they're calling your daughter Lailani. Because she lies a lot. Shut your mouth. I don't think it was a planned visit. But you sure running down there to see what the fuck they talking about. Woo, you all are funny. Yeah, Queen Crunk. Because she's pissed off that somebody she liked that raps is dead. So I'm on one tonight. If you can't handle the heat, don't come into the kitchen. Bad girls, bad girls. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad girls, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Or do we also have a bad boy, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? 3 in a row. Checkmate. See, you ought to playing a dangerous game down there. And you other little silly puppies trying to fall in. You're wet behind the ears. Ain't your mama taught you anything? Obviously not. Oh, cry. Well, this is what I would love to pull out an old blues song by Bobby Blue Bland. Cry, cry, cry. That's what I used to do. Hey, Billy Joe. This might be a time you might want to go find you a Bobby Blue Bland record. He sings the blues quite well. Because I got a feeling you're going to be singing right along with him. You and your daughter. All that talking and live streaming and sitting on the lawn, geeked up, playing these reindeer games with those people out there when you should be worried about your livelihood. I think I would be more concerned about that visit you got today than worrying about somebody standing outside with a bullhorn. Those are least of your worries. And the rest of you wanting to flock down to Savannah, Georgia. Why? For what? You're going to go stand on the same street that some other YouTubers were standing on to give your version of what? You're going to go down there and yell obscenities, call them nasty names, get your blood pressure all riled up and get your little $2 panties from Walmart tied up in a knot. They've done that already. How many of you going to go down there for what? To do what? Do like what you did with the whales? You see how that turned out? Still no baby. Ting. Still no baby. No summer whales. All at the driveway. All up in Kingsport. Messing with that big old girl and her son. Riding around in circles, going to these different places that you think Candace went to. Still no baby. Now you all the way down to Savannah. A year later. Y'all must like wintertime live 2 streams. Yeah, because it seems like November, December is a hot time to stalk people. True crime. I'll have to put that in my Rolodex. Best time to stalk a person in a true crime story is November and December. What is the best time to stalk a true crime victim or accessory to a crime? November, December. Okay, I'll put that in my Rolodex. You are very, very ignorant. Very ignorant and very bored. All the things you could be doing with your time, such as spending time with your children, spending time with your mate. So that leads me to believe that some of you YouTubers, you females, y'all don't have a man. I'll wait. Damn, you don't want a man? I mean, I know men are hard to come by, white and black, but my goodness gracious, you want to spend your time up under some other funk-ass women hollering and screaming. $2 poster boards from Walmart to say what exactly? See, you're talking on deaf's ear. Those people don't care. They don't care. Why not just find something else to do? Read a book. Listen to a book on audio. All these streaming apps we have, Roku TVs. I mean, the list is endless of things to do. Well, Dev, I'm not talking to you unless you're one of the people that's down there. Are you one of the people that's down there? I'm confused. Hagen, play nice now. Danny, come out wherever you are. Do you know what happened to Quinton Simon? Are you a part of this narrative building that they're doing? Because they're throwing you under the bus, homeboy. So you can run all you want. If you have something to do with this boy's death, it will come out. And I think what is interesting is that, yes, Lailani was fingered as suspect number one, prime suspect, only suspect. Could it be that law officials are not telling us the whole truth, that they also believe somebody else is involved, but they did not want to alert both of them as to not have two missing spiders? We'll put one on the burner, on the front burner. That will be Miss Simon. And we'll let the public think we only want her. But all in all, we want all of them. Everybody that's involved, all those that had knowledge, and all those who had custody of the child. Ting. My. See, you got to show us that you weren't there the time of death, because we really don't know the time of death. We don't know how the child died. But why am I going to believe that it was accidental? Because as I told you all, that doesn't jive well with me. There's no such thing as it was accidental. Well, even if it was, how did the baby get in the dumpster? You don't throw away children because they had an accident. You only throw away children when you've 9 times out of 10 killed them deliberately. And you want to hide the fact that you killed the baby so as no one can see how the baby died, that you probably kicked the baby, beat the baby, stomped the baby, suffocated the baby deliberately. So then we go dump the baby, wash our hands, and come back later and start playing reindeer games on the phone, calling different people, texting different people, then calling 911, and then turning on the same people that helped us with the child. Did I get that right? I think I did pretty good. Yeah, sounds about right. Tell me what happened, Danny, to that baby. Because you leaving looks suspect as hell. And naturally, if you're innocent, you have nothing to hide. So I'd like to know, one, did you take a lie detector test? Was it even offered to you? If it was offered, did you comply? If you did comply, what are the results? Same for the other 2 bandits, which I doubt, because my understanding is no lie detector test has been mentioned, and they would never tell the truth anyway, because they are pathological liars. Lailani came from a liar. So therefore, she can't give us any information of use. Be like talking to the wall expecting an answer. And I think it's very interesting that a person could sit outside their house with these spectators out there, hecklers, as you all are calling them, and just sit around and chief and smoke cigarettes as if nothing's going on. Very interesting. But basically, you're letting us know that you don't care. You never pled for your child. You waited 3 weeks before coming to the news to talk. And the only thing you really talked about were the protesters. Oh, yeah, you did give a little lame paragraph about wanting him in your arms. Oh, excuse me. We want him in our arms. As Mr. Hyatt said, the statement analyst, seems like to me the child would be wanting the mother in his arms. And you clarified we a lot in your statement to the news. We. Why was that, Miss Simon? We. We miss him. We miss him. We want him back. We want him back. Not I. Very interesting. His eviction notice. Well, y'all's daughter, very true. You have a great point. Danny could use the eviction notice as his reason for leaving. Very true. But the problem with that is you left without your kid. You left without the baby mama and her 2 children, and one just happens to be missing. So what happened? Possibly he may have turned on her already. Told, I don't know anything, but I wouldn't be surprised she did it. Or, yeah, she did it. I know she did it. She told me she did it. And they went on and let him keep on rolling. Maybe they don't have any evidence that Danny Youngkin harmed the child and discarded the child. But the gist of the story is he's a no-show. He never took his baby child with him. And he's yet to go on any platform socially to say, hey, I had nothing to do with the death of that child. These are my reasons for leaving. Or he's not saying anything because he knew what happened after the fact, or he helped plan the death of the baby. I prefer to use murder, but some of you might get a bit offended. In the end, you're never going to know because we're now in week 4. And the child, sadly, is mush at this point. So a manner of death would possibly be very difficult to ascertain. And you knew that. That's why you threw him in the damn dumpster. You're not a dodo bird. You're a dodo bird for doing it, but you were smart enough to know he'll be crushed in that dump truck. Sanded down. In the landfill. You knew all of that. So you knew that was the best way to get rid of a baby. Because out in the open, you can still be discovered. Some people may say, yeah, you take them, dump them somewhere far off, be kind of like a needle in a haystack. But as you see, many people have been found out in the middle of nowhere, the wilderness, the mountains. As that baby boy was found up in Indiana, rural Indiana, stored in a suitcase. What are the odds somebody's just out hunting and find a suitcase? How about that? Very interesting. Now let his mother tell it when we finally find her. She'll say, he's the devil. He's the devil. That's why I did it. My baby's the devil. I don't think anybody's going to care. Because what they're going to say is, well, how did he get in a suitcase in the middle of nowhere? Oh, but he's the devil. He just squished himself up in a plastic bag and climbed into a suitcase and somehow zipped it up. And I guess the suitcase could fly, and it flew itself into the woods in rural Indiana. Because the devil is known to do many things. Is that what she'll tell the detectives when they find her? So, Lailani, we already got one crazy black woman running around the country. Law officials looking for her for killing her little boy. What version are you going to give when you're arrested? I'm curious, because I know that day is coming. What are you going to say? I don't know what I blanked out. See, he was mad. We was fighting. We was arguing. He took it out on the baby. He drowned the baby. Which version? Which version are you going to give? Hell, you may not even talk. You let your lawyer do all the talking. Because you've already spun a few versions already. As Mr. Hyatt would say, narrative building. And you've got these crazy fanatics following in behind you like you're a rock star. I know she didn't do it. I know the truth. Your ass is lying. Stop it. Be nice. You know what? Kinsley, I'm not fooling with you today. You know, I don't know who's worse. Lailani and her clan or the people on the ground? Who's worse? Any, mini, miny, mo. Catch a bum bitch by its toe. If it hollers, let him go. Any, mini, miny, mo. I've noticed a trend here on this wire pertaining to missing children, that people like to immerse themselves in the case. When I came to this establishment a few years ago, it was just, to my understanding, sickos and wackos wanting to reach out to the YouTubers, wanting to inbox the mothers of the children. But years passed as I started continuously talking about these people, and now we have these type of YouTubers that want to go talk to the people, talk to them on the phone, video chat with them, message anybody that's related to the people or know the people, and then go show up to their house or home or job to call them a baby killer. Where do you do that at? I could see somebody whose child was murdered. They believe a certain person killed their child. They are out on bond. Yeah, I guess I will be outside their house. Hell, probably pay them a visit. Won't need no $2 cardboard paper with make out of signs. We'll just pay them visit directly. Hey, you killed my kid. Boom. Shoot them. Because people have done that. But I've never heard of going to a suspected baby killer's house and bang on their window and hang on their lawn and stand across the street yelling obscenities at the house or the people if they decided to come out, block the driveway. Who does that? And yet we have all these people who bond out for murder, and you never hear of anybody banging on their damn door, following them around because they know better. I'm not getting ready to go follow him around. He's suspected of killing 3 women, 5 women, a baby, or this or that person, an elderly person. I'm not following him or her no damn way. So I'm just curious to why you all picking and choosing whose house and doors to bang on. I'm confused. What are you gaining? Oh, I forgot. That's right. Views for your channel. Donations for your journey there. Well, I guess some of you chat members, y'all got some thick pockets then. You want to donate to somebody to go stand outside somebody's house. I wish the fuck somebody would call me and say, you got $200. And I say, for what? I want to go stand in front of this baby killer's house with a poster board and yell obscenities and stream live from my cell phone. You get cussed the hell out. you would get cussed the hell out. Why would I give you money to go stand in front of somebody's house to hoop and holler? Make it make sense. Well, y'all ain't down here. Y'all ain't down here doing nothing. We down here. We down here doing something. Y'all ain't doing nothing. Where y'all at? Well, guess what? We don't want to go down there because we ain't trying to go to jail and pay Chatham County court costs and fees and have to pay probation fees. You damn right. Hell no. I'm not getting ready to go take no money out my pocket to go give no Chatham County courthouse. I'm not going to pay the light bill nowhere in the state of Georgia. I'm not going to risk getting hurt, knocked down, ran over by a car, shot up for some $2 ass chicken heads. Those are chicken heads down there. And I've been trying to figure out, as I said before on my live the other night, where are you heathens going to the restroom at? Don't do it to him, Queen. Where are you all going to the restroom? Because I know the 80-year-old man ain't letting y'all come in there and urinate in his good house. Where are you urinating? And at some point, I know you got to go do number 2. So where are you going to do that? Shut up, Queen. All that cussing and calling the women out they nasty, just calling all kind of names out to child. God, Lord have mercy. That white lady better than me, because I would have took them dogs out that damn stroller and I would have ran them over with that damn baby stroller. You call me out the name my mama gave me. I don't care who she is. I may not like her because I think she's aiding Billy Joe and her family, but you was stupid to engage with her. I wouldn't have said nothing to that woman. I don't care what she was doing. And then you done went down there, buddied up with them. Now you done fell out with them. But isn't that what happened the last time? You get with these YouTubers, y'all act like y'all so buddy, then y'all get the falling out over stupid stuff because you ain't had no business going down there. As the old folks say, I didn't send for you. Right, no sense. You wouldn't call me out my name, calling me no nasty names, talking about I stink, I stank. His mouth was disgusting talking. It's one thing to have a potty mouth, but you calling a woman out her name for what reason? So what? She want to aid him. She probably down there doing it for show too. That's why you're stupid to engage. I wouldn't have said nothing to that lady. And you're not helping nothing. Because guess what? Last I checked, the baby's still in the landfill. And some of you don't believe he's there. That's your opinion. But he's not visible. The baby's not visible. We got the Lemon-Clyde. We got the Lemon-Clyde. City Orland Lemon-Clyde. I got to Lemon-Clyde hoop and holler. I've been had your ass out of there. And I heard in some video that I didn't open up, somebody was manhandled. Well, you shouldn't be down there. You want somebody, you want the police to manhandle you so you can go get your lawyer and try to sue. Somebody gonna get hurt. You all don't stop that foolishness. You're not even entertaining. I told somebody tonight, I told my mom, I don't give a damn about what they're doing down there because they're not doing nothing. Anybody can go stand in front of somebody's house with a poster board and yell obscenities. People do that with people all the time, minus the signs. What's the point? Billy Joe, are you going to tell us what's on those papers? You knew they was coming, honey. You knew the day was coming. Come on now. As Mr. Hyatt said in his commentary pertaining to Lalani in his assessment of her news interview, she's been waiting for them to come pick her up. Maybe some of you need to check out his content on his channel. You can learn a lot by the things that people say. You told on yourself in that news interview, if I'm at fault, I'll turn myself in. Well, an innocent person would not say that. They would say, I have nothing to do with the disappearance of my child. They would never say, if I was at fault. So right there, you implicated yourself as a guilty participant. I am at fault. I was negligent. I've been negligent. I do not feed my children. The babysitter then told that, if you'd believe Diana McCarter. I hope they're feeding him somewhere. Maybe somebody wanted a baby. Is that what you said? So the assessment of those statements is that you're negligent, you didn't feed your children, and your children needed saving. All of them, not just Quinton Simon. So you never thought that when you stood before the news that there'd be somebody to chop up those words so finely. But he did. And it's told a lot. That you neglected your children, that you are at fault for the disappearance of your boy child. You are culpable. You are guilty. And you need Billy Joe to be your right hand, hold your hand, because you're scared to death. That's why you keep saying we in your interview. You need a savior. And possibly Billy Joe decided to hang on in there because she knows she failed you as a mother. And failed her other children as well. That's why another brother is incarcerated for robbery and murder. She failed all of you. And although your brother Joe is so enamored with this newfound Billy Joe, he's blind too. Because he's lucky he didn't turn out like you and your other brother. He decided to make better choices in life, hopefully. As for Michael, he's got something wrong with his head because he's a follower. And people who follow people can end up in a dangerous situation. I wouldn't even immerse myself in dealing with none of you. And Joe, you think Billy Joe's innocent. Your mother wasn't around. So you're judging your sister when she's a carbon copy of Billy Joe. So how can you love and care for one, but then write off the sister? That's strange to me. What are you going to say? Well, I know my mama was a fuck up, but she's changed. She ain't killed no baby. Well, now, Joe, some of us might disagree with that because Your mother's name is on the signature for the two boys. So therefore, she's culpable too. She signed her name on the dotted line like a dummy. And this is the mother that you are upholding. So you are blinded by loyalty to her. So what are you going to do when they arrest your mother for conspiracy or just outright murder of that baby? How do you feel then, sir? Just curious. Very sick. Missing baby daddy. A mother doesn't have any of her children. One's deemed dead in a landfill, and she don't give a damn. Family members aiding her. All for what? Very sad. And then we got these other people on the ground who don't have a dog in the race. They want to immerse themselves in a true crime story to get likes on a YouTube channel, Facebook page. Very sick. But I've told you, these are the type of people that are out here. Clout chasers. They got to be seen 24 hours a day. As I say, there's nothing wrong with tooting your horn on certain situations. But this ain't that type of situation. Our baby's dead. There are people out there working from the time the sun comes up till the damn near goes down, trying to find a child. Those are the saviors. Those are the people that are important. Those are the people that we all should be thanking. That they are out there in the worst of circumstances trying to find a child. You can live with her because you are her. That's why. You see, some people don't have any empathy. So it didn't matter that they killed a kid. Doesn't matter that I told you I killed a kid and you hold a secret. Doesn't matter if you signed the paperwork saying you're the custodian, but you went on and did what you wanted to do. Stay out of town working, knowing you left the children in the hands of a dope fiend. And get you a yell back, I would never leave the children with her if I'd have known she was going to do that. Well, what did you think was going to happen with a drug user? You're not making any sense. You knew she was unfit, so it doesn't matter. She didn't have to tell you she was going to kill the children. She had no business with them at all, period. And Danny is guilty just for staying in it with her. Everybody's so worked up if he did it, if he didn't do it, what he knows. He still was there with her while the abuse was going on with her children. Checkmate. When he saw that they weren't eating, he's guilty. Whoever abused them, whether it's him or her, you're guilty. You're watching the girlfriend get high on drugs, you're guilty. You helping her buy the drugs, guilty. You getting high with her, guilty. Both of you doing whatever you want, letting your children run around and play outside in the ditch, guilty, guilty. So this is why you can't leave him out the loophole as being a co-conspirator, because he's been in this house the entire time with all the negativity surrounding the children. And then he didn't take his own child. Guilty. So why would I believe that he doesn't know something about the death of Quinton Simon? Excuse me. He's thick as thieves with all the rest. See, that's the thing people don't understand about riding a ride. You want to get on it so bad that you ride and you ride and you ride. And then it starts getting bumpy, going in circles, round and round, upside down. Oops, getting dizzy. Still riding, round and round, upside down. Now you want off. Well, the driver is saying, well, that's going to be a problem. You've been riding. Why you want off now? And then when you finally get off the ride, you go MIA, leaving the driver to still be going around in circles, up and down, round and round. Hello. If you have an opinion pertaining to this story, officials going to the house, Billy Joe works on the paperwork, where she served papers to bring in formal information pertaining to the disappearance of Quinton Simon, or was she served by the courts? What's on the paperwork? God forbid you got to stand before the grand jury and testify. Know your feelings hurt. Why is this happening to me? I just don't understand. I did everything I could. I did everything I could for my babies. I've done everything. I've changed my life. God, why are you punishing me like this? Why are you punishing me? I'm a good mother. I'm a good mother. I've done everything. They stay in my house for free. They don't pay any bills. Why are you doing this to me? Because you left those kids alone with two probably dope things. That's why. You are guilty as charged. Sin. You knew better. That's why I get sick of that old saying, if you know better, you do better. A lot of people know better. They choose to do what they want. You chose to work a job over those kids. You want me to believe there was no welding job nearby that you could have worked in order to be in those children's lives? You didn't deserve them. You didn't have to sign the papers. And that leads us to believe that DHS possibly was involved, and that's why you took custodial rights of the children. There's some hanky-panky to why you signed those documents. And you signed them fraudulently, knowing you had no intention to raise those 3 children. 3 itty-bitty spiders. You did that. You did that. And you know you did that. You are a bum bitch. And your husband, he's a bum bitch for hanging in there with you. Lailani's a bum bitch, and Danny, you a bum bitch too. You're all trifling. And everybody aiding both of you, trifling. And if you're aiding Danny, you're trifling. Now, nobody has the right to stalk their family members. I don't believe in that. Because what's going on in Savannah, a person may not even have any knowledge to what's going on down here. So you all have no business calling their parents, putting their phone numbers and addresses on blast or their work. And you know who I'm talking to. You ought to sit your little slap ass down somewhere too. You all are some grimy motherfuckers. You don't know when to stop. Because let me tell you, if any of us was to find you and follow you around with a fucking iPhone all day, you'd be ready to hit the roof. You'd be ready to definitely throw a punch. Why are you following me? Why are you filming me? Because I can. We want to see what it's like to be a YouTuber. The day in the life of a bum bitch YouTuber. I want to follow you around and see what you're doing, how you're making it. Want to see the car you drive, how you live. Want to see when you empty your trash, how much trash you put in the Dipster dumpster. You would feel some type of way. So how do you think it's right to be down there disturbing the peace because you disagree with this female? It's still not right. Because other people are suffering because of what you think is right. Now, I want to see who's going to stand outside and show themselves on a live stream now. Hooping and hollering. And that one, you going down there, don't you have children? Do you think that's appropriate for you to be standing out there on the sidelines and you're somebody's father, allegedly? You're going to leave your children behind to go stand down on asphalt to harass an alleged baby killer? Make it make sense. This is the type of role model you are, but you want justice for all. You all are funny. Got kids. Don't give a fuck about your kids. Leave your kids behind. And as that busy broad was saying on the live stream, let me talk to you for a minute because I need to school your ass too. I don't think nothing wrong with bringing your kids down here and stand outside. I want my kids right here. I want my kids right here. What's wrong with that? Stand on your business. That's not none of your business. Ain't none of your business they want to bring their kids around. There's nothing wrong with that. I think the kids should be here. What's wrong with that? What do kids want? You're a piece of work. All of you. You should smell in your mugshot. I'd smell in my mugshot. It's better than being a baby killer. At least she's not a baby killer. I smell in my mugshot. Yeah, bring your kids. Bring your kids. Nothing wrong with your kids watching. Nothing wrong. He had a bag. He was swinging it. Should I press charges? Yeah, press charges. If you all could hear yourselves, you would be sick. You should be sick to your stomach. I ain't breaking the law. I'm just watching. I'm not cussing or nothing. I'm just standing here watching. Oh! Calling on dummies. Need to get your head checked. Hit the link, Kinsley. I'm done. I'm not partaking in this foolishness. I fight for the kids. That's it. This other stuff, I don't rock with it. Oh my God, the FBI. Where did FBI come from? FBI. Oh my God. That everyday shenanigans, she was right. They came.
Hello.
What are you doing up here, Kinsley? How did you get up here? Did you use the exit door when you came? What did it say?
Now add the horse to that.
Mommy, why?
Oh my God. It is. It's a hot mess down there. I don't know what. Yes, yes, ma'am.
Everyday shenanigans. How's been talking to her? I want to know who's talking to the everyday shenanigans. Everyday shenanigans. Who's talking to you? Who's talking to you? Oh my God! How did she know? Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! I don't have a stroke right now. I don't understand who's talking to her. How did she know all these things? Oh my God! Oh my God! The FBI. They showed up.
Hey! We said it yesterday. They were coming. They're coming. They want her.
Bad girls. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when they come for you? Bad girls. Bad girls.
Hold on. You got to add the horse now. Oh, shit.
Run it to me, Kinsley.
Well, I just think that at some point, everyone's got to go home. Y'all got to be tired.
I can't go home.
I mean,
Can I mess with you for just a second?
Shoot.
Caroline!
Oh, God, you're killing me.
Caroline! Come to the light, Caroline! Mommy, I can't see you. Mommy, I can't see you. Caroline! Come to the light, baby. Come to the light. Mommy can hear you. Come to the light.
They gotta, at some point, everyone's gotta be tired. I mean, number one, I wouldn't be spending the money to go out there just to go. I mean, that's just me. I mean, I don't want to take a charge like that. I'm not going to take a charge like that. If I ever take a charge, it's going to be something worth taking a charge for.
Right.
At some point, I think they're going to just force these people off the street. I don't know how.
I think it should have been done. I think when it first got out of hand, day one.
And you know,
they should have warned them to say, you can stand out here with the signs, but the cursing and the yelling, we will not tolerate.
I was just going to say that because I don't know how it would work because of like the way the ordinance is written. You know what I mean? Like legally. But if you're just going to stand out there and not say anything, hold your sign, cool. Because sometimes silence is golden, right? Yeah. You get more accomplished with being silent than.
Let me tell you what I would have done. I would have blown up pictures of the landfill.
Yes, yeah, I think
I would have blown up pictures of the dumpster and just stood there and said nothing. See, they don't know how to do things.
Because, see, these people are watching regardless, right? They're watching from inside the house. Let's just say if they're inside the house, you know that they're scouring YouTube right now. Mm-hmm. They're watching anybody to everybody, from your little itty bitty creators to your, massive platforms. Now, going and standing out there is just as bad as these assholes that are sitting online and they're condoning it.
Well, Kathleen, do you think DoorDash will deliver now? DoorDash, why won't you deliver anymore? I'm hungry.
Oh, God. At some point, though, they gotta just stop.
Mommy, I'm sleepy. How long are we gonna stand out?
Oh, now that I would not be doing. Never in a billion years would I ever have my kids outside. That's just me. With me at something like that. But to each his own.
Oh, Mommy, I'm getting sleepy. Mommy, I'm tired. I gotta go to school in the morning.
I wonder Was that like a school age child that was out there? Because I didn't see.
I ain't gonna scold you, bitch.
Oh shit! She took it all the way there.
You stupid bitch. I ain't going to school in the morning. This is irresponsible. I'm just a kid. I want to play. I want to go home. I don't want to be over here. Blockholder Road.
You know, I was listening to something last night where they were talking, or was it? I think it was last night or tonight. One of those two, real quick, when they were talking about how they didn't have the floodlights on.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that's because the neighbors have had enough.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't shine those lights in someone's house all hours of the night.
No. Because people have complained about that anyway. When people have gotten lights posted on their property for security reasons. Some have done it on purpose. I think I watched a story on ABC a few years back where these people having problems with these neighbors. Oh my God, it was just like hell on wheels. That's why it goes to show you it doesn't matter where you live, whether you're in an apartment or you're in a house, you can have some really jacked up neighbors and you all are going toe to toe with each other, doing crazy stuff to each other every day. And that's what people don't understand is that this isn't the way to do it.
At some point it's going to break. And I don't know on which side first. Like I said the other day, I'm surprised there hasn't been a full-fledged fist fight by now. Like literally.
Because they don't want to go to jail. See, the other two that went, the husband and wife, they were stupid. They were stupid. But these other ones realized, okay, they've arrested them. So they're letting us know they will arrest us. They will arrest us.
Yeah, they're not afraid to.
None of them want to go to jail. I don't see any of them wanting to go to jail. They would have done something by now.
I'm not giving no city or county my money.
That's what I'm saying. Why do I want to pay the light bill for Chatham County Police Department?
Yeah, I mean, of a whole, you want to go give them money to the same assholes that aren't arresting a baby killer, and or never. I'm not giving nobody my hard-earned money. I work too damn hard for my money. Nope. Mm-mm.
So when the officials showed up at the house today, why do you think they were there?
I believe that either A, they are subpoena. They're going to subpoena her, in my opinion, to either A, go before the grand jury.
Okay.
So if the grand jury has called.
The grand jury, imagine that.
And let's just let this be known. The grand jury does not. If this, how do I want to say this? The grand jury does not have to make this a public notice that they are, this could be a special circumstance, right? So most counties or states, however it is in your area, the grand jury, meets X amount of times a month, right? They review cases, blah, 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 blah. Well, they don't have to wait for that time in the month. They can meet at any time for a special circumstance, right? They can subpoena you to come in and testify. Actually, I don't even know if I want to call it testify, but answer their questions, right? The only people that are allowed in that courtroom on that day is the grand jury and the DA. No one else. No attorneys, no FBI, no county, city, official, cops, sheriffs, nothing. It is the grand jury and the DA. Nobody else. No cameras, no recording, nothing. So either A, they were subpoenaing her.
Could it also be paperwork for Leilani?
That paperwork could have been for Leilani.
That's what I'm saying. We don't know. Yeah,
we don't know. It was for one of them.
Or it could be both. Bingo.
Or it could be both. Me personally, I think they know that they're going to get Billy Ho to crack first. And if they can get her, let's just say it is for a grand jury, right? Let's just say the grand jury wants her to come and they want to ask her questions. And I know this is how it works because No, I'm not going to, I wasn't going to say that, but my nephew just went through that whole murder thing, right? The grand jury called and they basically sent the FBI and the U.S. Marshals to my sister's house. This is when he was out on bail. And then they served him, and he was already lawyered up at that time. So he said no. The attorney reached out to, the DA and said, no, we are not going to.
Where is that? Where is that case standing now?
They are, so they're supposed to go to trial in February. But the state that I live in, it doesn't matter. So let's say there was 7 of you in a car, right? Because this is really how his went. There's 7 of you in a car, and 2 get out and they do an armed robbery or a murder or whatever it is, and somebody dies. You're all being charged with the same.
Well, that's just how Tennessee is. You sat in the car, they went in the house, robbed somebody, killed them, come out, get in your car.
Yeah, so that's how it is.
You gotta prove. I didn't have any knowledge.
Right.
Somebody was gonna go in there and do
that. And they've proved it all. Like they pulled, like people think that like Snapchat and all that stuff is non-traceable. Man, they pulled records back from like I think it was like 3 months prior. So this happened in March, I think. And they went all the way back to January to see if this was like something that was planned, right? And it wasn't. So right now, his attorney is in negotiation with the DA to lesser the charge because obviously the other 5 of them did not get out of the car. They didn't even know this was going to transpire. It was not ever discussed. This poor boy that lost his life, that passenger, testified before the grand jury.
Did you say it's over with? Is that what you're saying?
No. It's not over with. They're set to go to trial, but my nephew's portion of it, they are in works with the DA.
So what do you think's going to happen to your nephew?
Oh, he's going to do time.
Okay.
But I don't think he will. I don't think they'll get him on first-degree murder. No.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I hope not. I mean, it's horrific with what happened.
Well, how do you think they are faring, Lailani and her mother at this moment?
Everybody on the legal side of this, law enforcement, they all know, right? Everybody knows that she is guilty, right? There's video surveillance showing what transpired. We have already talked about a lot about how we think that this sheriff, he wants that victory. I got the body. I think that he would still get an indictment with no body.
Okay.
There's enough.
Because we don't know what they found at the house. So that's the thing everybody needs to know.
We don't know. But I do know that there was no blood found. I do know that.
Okay.
There was no evidence of like any horrific, crime scene. No.
Okay.
They, in my opinion.
Well, do they think they know which room the child died in?
That I'm not sure. I don't want to say yay or nay to.
So was that room? So when they were putting the plastic up outside,
they were luminol.
They were luminol inside. So you don't. I wonder what room it was that they were.
Yeah, luminol. I don't know which room, but I do know that they were using luminol. And they did not have to see any blood anywhere or any trace of any blood anywhere in order to do that. They could have did it just because they wanted to. They could have did it to rule that out. They could have seen a bloody Band-Aid. But there does not have to be blood.
Right.
In order for them to do that, they can do it if they choose or not choose, based on there being something or being nothing, just to rule it out.
Right.
But
you see that nonsense.
What nonsense? Because there's a lot. Oh, on here? Oh, I don't.
They just don't give up.
Yeah, I
just never seen people just think they know everything.
Nobody knows anything.
If you all know so much about what happened to Quinton Simon, why the fuck don't you go in the landfill and get him out? How about that?
Yeah, not only that, but why aren't you calling?
Wherever you think he is, why don't you go get him?
Here's the thing, right? So they're saying, so people are saying, oh, I have a feeling. So let's go back. Let me just go all the way back then. So the first interview, right? We know that Billy Ho says, I just don't trust her. I can't trust her. I just don't trust her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then she does this text message, right? And she says, he's dead. He's in the landfill. And Lailani don't remember. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then she says, she does that phone call with Bubba
Mm-hmm.
and says she has a feeling he drowned.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then she goes to the news.
Mm-hmm.
And Lailani is with her, Howard the Duck lips and her fake
Obviously
tears,
not, Deb.
saying, if I did it, I'll lock myself up there. And then Billy Ho says, and I'll be right next to her or right behind her. So which is it?
The sort right now, the information is there was no blood. Okay, go ahead, finish saying what you're saying.
So
Nobody's listening.
Clearly, right? Then Billy Ho says, I forgot on the horses.
I don't even try to keep up.
Well, on the horses channel, that thing that I sent you, it wasn't actually. I take that back. That wasn't the horses channel. Whoever's thing that I clipped and sent to you today.
Yeah.
She says, one of the broads on there says, Billy Ho didn't even send that text stating that he is in the landfill and he is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Bitch, yeah, she did. It's been confirmed. It has been confirmed by law enforcement, okay?
Yeah.
So one bitch, both bitches, you can't even put them on a Richter scale because they can't lie themselves out of a hole because all they do is lie.
Yeah.
If they had to tell the truth for $1 billion, they wouldn't be able to do it. They would not be able to do it. They all keep just circulating new lies every time they open their mouth.
Well, obviously, hey, it's a joke. It's a joke to them. It's obvious.
That's just this. At some point, she needs to woman up and walk her fat ass into Chatham County and say, I did blah, 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 blah. Because everybody already knows.
As long as that baby is not visible, she's not going to go.
No, she doesn't care. And you know what? When Billy Ho says they're not going to find him in that landfill. But, I don't remember at what point.
I was going to say, when did she say that?
She said that, and I don't know if that was in like this past interview or if she said that on the horses channel, but those words came out of her mouth. He's not going to be in that landfill. They're not going to find him in that landfill. Well, why is that? Why is that?
Could it mean they can't find him because he's so deep or he ain't in there?
Or is it because they know somebody at Waste Management and they knew the process of what transpires with that garbage before it hits the dirt? It's going through, where they compress it down.
Mm-hmm. I'm wondering how many feet down are we talking?
I've been wondering that myself.
Lord have mercy, this is terrible. I just was thinking about that the other day, and I was just saying to myself, I'm just wondering how deep down are we talking this dirt that this baby is in, or is it in that? It's in that mound over there. That's what I'm trying to say. The mound, the pile.
And what?
So he's in that pile, not sanded down, but he's in that pile that they're digging. Because I saw the truck over there that dips it up with the claws.
Right.
So he's in that, obviously. Because that's what's picking it up and putting it over on the flat part.
She just sits there and
baffling to me.
How?
Because I can't even imagine being in there. Naturally, you're not going to be alive, but it's just a thought that a human is in there. A child is in a mound of dirt with trash. And now somebody has to dig it up with that truck, whatever they call it, and then pull a clump over, thin layer, and then go through that thoroughly, then push it over to another pile. I mean, and this is 20 hours a day doing this.
And you know, like
It's crazy.
whoever comes to find him,
Mm-hmm.
that is going to be
Oh, that's going to
stuck.
be horrific. Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine. Because you know what they're going to do? They're going to keep looking at it first
Mm-hmm.
to say, hey, come over here. I want to show
Yep.
you something. Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what I think it is? I don't know.
Yep.
And then you got to bend down and look at it.
Oh,
These people think
it's
you're sick.
it's horrific. There's
That's what
not
they
even
should-
like
they should do.
words.
Pull the camera out, film it live, not on a live stream, but film it
Right.
for the evidence, and then send it to them bitches.
I just
Do like how we do in the street. We go to you directly and say, you left something.
yeah. Here you go.
Uh-huh. Pick that baby up out that trash and put him in a paper sack and go take him. Sit him right over there at their doorstep. Say, here, you forgot something. Now imagine that. Could you imagine we were that cruel? Talk about cruel and unusual punishment. Put the baby in a paper sack and go sit it right over there at 535 Alta, a buck halter, and let them open the door, wonder what's in that damn paper sack, and open up and see your damn dead baby swoosh down to nothing.
You know, her ass should be out there digging for her own child right along with them. Because that's what she deserves.
I can't do that.
No, she deserves that. She threw that little man away like he was nothing.
Yeah. And besides the death afterwards and him pops, being in there, if we don't believe he's there, you can not only imagine how he actually died.
But I don't even want to know.
No worse than where he is now.
No. And I think I said it a couple lives back when I was like, he's barely learning to like put little sentences together, maybe 3 or 4 words, and he's barely learning to actually talk. What was his little face saying? Or like, what was he verbally trying to say something? Was he scared? You know what I mean?
Well, let me ask you this. What do you think happened on that night into the morning to get him dead?
I think that she strangled him or suffocated him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you this. And this sounds horrific, right? Just even verbally saying it. But I hope that's how he went, because I can't.
Yeah, but do you know what it's like to choke on food, right?
Huh?
You know what it's like to choke on food?
Yeah. No. Yes.
Okay.
But I can't imagine her beating him.
Okay, but I'm just saying, you choke on food until you can either push it out, cough it up, right?
Right.
Well, it's probably 30 times worse than that.
I can't imagine a baby being beaten though. Like I just
well, I know when I did the Camille McKinney, when I did the research for that, the findings I had, which I don't know how they came to say this, because you wouldn't know unless you've actually been dead and you don't come back to life to repeat it. They said a drowning is worse than being suffocated.
I don't know. I'm very.
That's my point. How would anybody know that? But that's what I read when I was doing my research for Camille McKinney when she was suffocated, and I was doing the research and I read that somewhere, and I thought, how in the world would you know that? Because nobody ever comes back from being suffocated or drowning. But I don't know if it's just from what happens to the lungs. You know what I'm saying?
Probably, yeah.
And everything, that it would be worse. And the thing that's the sick part is it's about a 4-minute death, a 4-minute struggle with death. But it's just like what a football player once told me. When you're on the field, it is the longest run down there to that end zone to make a touchdown.
Always.
Now, when you're sitting in the stands, it doesn't look like it's that far because you're rooting and hollering, run. It don't seem like it's far to you until you stand on the football field. That run is long.
I asked my son, right? Because my high schooler, he's a wide receiver. So I ask him sometimes. I ask him random shit all the time. Can you hear me screaming, or can you this, can you that? And just recently I asked him, what is that like, seeing your opponent coming head on? Like, do you get like freaked out, or does like your adrenaline kick in?
Mhm.
And then I've asked him just exactly what you say. When you're all the way down at the other end zone, what does it feel like? It's forever? And he says sometimes it does. Yeah. He's
But
like,
that's what I'm trying to explain about dying,
yeah,
suffocation. It's about 4 minutes. It's a grueling death, is what's been said. So that's why I said, to me, it doesn't matter to me, the suffocation or the drowning. It's the same to me, because I can't breathe either way. And it's just, I can't imagine. Because I know what it's like just to sit and be hot and feel like your airways closing up in a room that's hot. Like if it's stuffy, you turn the heater on, the heat, it starts getting too hot in a room, you start to feel uncomfortable.
yeah, I don't.
You're breathing funny. You're trying to get some air up your nose. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's too warm. So that's why I'm sitting here saying it would be horrific to be suffocated. However, by a bag, by a pillow, or by a hand over the nose and the mouth.
I don't.
Strangling. The eyes can bulge out of sockets. All of it's horrible.
They need to pick her up on something. Pick her up on child endangerment shit. I don't know. But I'm sure we could come up with a handful of them that they could at least take her in on.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling if they get her in a room, hence the reason she hasn't sat down and give a formal statement. She has not. The bitch has not. And I don't know who, where, and what people have said a billion times. Oh, she's given a statement. She's been cleared. No, this fucking bitch has not given a statement. There is nothing. She has not given a statement. Mr. Bumpkin has not given a statement. And there has been 0 polygraphs given.
So let's go to Danny. Where is he?
I think he's back over there with his mom.
Mm-hmm. And I doubt that he's going to ever open a door.
Mm-mm. I don't think he is. But at some point, they're gonna subpoena him. He's gonna go before the grand jury.
He's definitely getting ready to go somewhere, because he disappeared.
He disappeared.
You're gonna feel like if you love her,
did not turn state,
if he loved her, he would stay with her. Why are you leaving?
Yeah.
So that's something you have to consider. He was dating this girl up until reporting this baby missing.
When he said, I seen him at 6. No, you think you seen him at 6. Or you're just saying.
Oh, yeah, he's making it up.
It's one or the other. There ain't nothing in the middle.
And what'll be even more macabre if we find out he knew the baby was gone because he helped orchestrate it.
Oh, hell. You know what? At this point, anything is, right? I wouldn't even flinch if we find out that he was involved, or he helped orchestrate it, or he had an inkling, something. He took off far too quick to be innocent. Because you know what? If somebody's sitting over here telling me that I witnessed a murder or questioning me, the first thing that I'm going to do is say, take me in. Give me the whole damn polygraph right now. Give it to me. Even though they're not, admissible in court, you can't use them. But that allows law enforcement to say, okay, well, let's just move on now. Let's just go on down the line.
What do you think his mother is thinking? If he has a mother.
Well, he has a mom because they called her, right? And I think just from the simple fact that the baby girl did not end up in his parents' care, to me, that says a lot. To me, that says that they're unfit.
That's why I told people, you answered your own question. They went to court. and those parents didn't get them, you haven't heard that they got them. Nobody's going to tell you that anyway unless the parents told it.
And I don't even think, honestly, that I'm just
They
speculating.
read.
I'm just speculating this part of what I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you remove a child, right, out of someone's home, and then you have these two kids and you take them back to the CPS office, right? It's 9:00 at night and you got these two kids in your office sitting on your desk. The first thing that you're going to do is like, okay, who's the immediate family, right?
Yeah.
Who is Zane's dad and who is Sky's dad? I think that they probably searched his mom and dad and pulled backgrounds to see if they have anything, you know, drug charges, anything in the legal system. I don't give a shit what it is. Let's just say anything. And they said, nope, they're not fit. On to the next. And there is nobody. Then they end up in foster care, you know, with a random family. Yeah. Those two kids did not, or I don't know about the little boy, but we know that grandma and grandpa don't have her. So that says a lot, right? That to me, that's just to me, that says a lot. Because I guarantee you, if something happened to where something happened to my sister or to my brother-in-law, they call me, those kids would be right here at my doorstep. No questions asked. Yeah. I don't got nothing. They'd come right over here. They'd call me and my husband, and it would be a done deal. Or call my parents, no problem. Call my brother-in-law's family, no problem. None of us have anything. They want your kids to go with family if they are able to.
You tell people that all the time. People don't want to believe it.
It's the truth. Why the hell?
They don't have nowhere to store children. I don't know why people just 1,001 houses sitting around with people to take in foster care children.
I just seen something
ridiculous.
I think it was last month sometime I read where there was like kids sleeping in the CPS office on cots.
Nashville and Knoxville. Those are recent stories. Knoxville just uploaded a story not even 2 weeks ago. They're sleeping in the DHS office. So I don't know why you all just think somebody want to keep some kids. They don't even have nowhere to put them. How they going to keep something they don't have nowhere to put them?
Yeah, they want them to go to family if they can go to family. It's easier, right? You're not like, at least if they go with grandma or grandpa, hopefully, or an aunt or an uncle, they've, been around them. They know a familiar face, hopefully. But I don't know that none of these people are fit in some realm, somehow, some way.
And then you got to give the parents a chance again. So that's why they don't just take the kids forever. And it has to be extreme cases where they even take the kids.
And we know that these two little ones, they're not ever going home. Mm-hmm. She's going to end up over there in the penitentiary on cell block 10. And Billy Ho is going to be her, cellie.
Can you imagine both of them being in prison together? Oh, Jesus. My God.
And they've already been there.
That would be an interview.
Well, they're both going.
That would be a good interview. How did you two both end up in the same penitentiary?
They just... I
put the finger at the other one. She say, Lady Lonnie, I'll let you go first. No, I'll let you go first because you're the mother of me. So you were here before you brought me here. So I'll let you start and I'll finish it. Oh my goodness.
And then I was rewatching Billy Ho's and her husband's interview. My God, the more I watch it, the more my own jaw hurts. Looking at her jaw. How she is just twacked out of her mind. Mm-hmm.
Well, let's talk about that. She was geeked up, interview number 1. So who's the dope dealer? Ting.
You know what? Somebody is someone that's very close to that family because these idiots, they're not leaving a whole lot, right?
Right.
So it's.
And you get a fool to go buy drugs while you're being investigated.
Yeah. And here's the crazy thing. Like, I wonder what her probation stuff states. You know what I mean? Like, can she drink? Can she have drugs in her system? Because if it states, you have to stay away from alcohol, you have to stay away from illicit drugs or any drugs, whatever. And can't they violate her? If that's let's just say it says that somewhere, right? In her
Yeah.
probation
But you got
paperwork.
first of all, you don't even know if she transferred it or not.
Well, if she didn't transfer it or not, they would have picked her up on
So
that.
that's a violation, yeah.
That's a violation in itself.
For all you know, she left and just continued to send her fees in, and she didn't have to do
hell.
formal visits.
They would have been at her door already taking
Well,
her
that's what
in.
I'm saying. But what I'm saying, sweetie, if you didn't have to go in to go do the monthly visits, then you would just be paying your fees.
Right.
So nobody would know if you left town or not.
And you know what? She may not have any of that on her paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
She may not have shit. She might just have to pay fees for all we know, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what the hell the city or the state is requesting from her dumbass.
We got to go back in to when, let's see, she got the judgment, I think, this year. So it'd be up to the probation officer to decide if they want her to come in every month.
Right.
And be seen personally along with paying fees.
Yep. At some point, though, something's got to give somewhere, because in order to get those people there on the ground out of there, they need to take someone into custody, and hopefully it's Leilani.
Yeah.
But I think if they take Grandma first, they're going to, that other idiot will break. Because I don't think Grandma will want to go to prison for her.
Yeah, she's already been. She's got.
We already know, but
she's made a good life for herself now with this husband. Hell no, she don't want to go.
Let's just say they take Billy Ho in and they tell her, okay, we'll give you immunity if you tell us everything, right? So she sings like a bird.
Yeah.
That's what I'm speculating. That's what I think.
If they believe what she's saying, though, that's another thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, shit, who knows?
That person can say anything.
Because she lies about everything. So maybe they could say that with some sort of stipulation, you know what I mean? Yes. And if blah, 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 then that is revoked and we're not working with you.
Wow.
And I wonder what her husband has seen or said or not said. Has he went back to work? Because at some point, someone's got to go to work. Someone's got to be able to pay the mortgage and
whatever it is,
utilities or whatever,
Is that their house?
I think it is their house. And I think I heard somewhere or read somewhere that they've been there like 2 years.
It's not been long because she just came from out of town with Leilani a few years ago.
Yeah, 2 years I think it's been.
So these two got on the hustle quick.
Mm-hmm.
She came up quick. Wonder where did they meet?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh, I bet he's regretting it.
It's a strange story.
And it's only going to get worse. I don't even think we've hit the tip of the iceberg yet. Not at all. But I think they do need to just leave the little girl's dad's parents alone. Just, let the legal system take care of them. Because calling their job, is just...
Yeah, because it's hard to get a job. It's not hard to get a job. It just depends on if it's the job you want, but...
And then you aired it all out there, like where she worked. That shit's not cool. That's not okay. I mean, all of us...
He acts like a woman anyway. He's very...
All of us are in agreement, they're all probably shitty people, right? All the grandmas, all the grandpas, all of them are probably shitty people. But at some point, you gotta just leave them. They haven't even made themselves known, right? Like we don't know if they're cooperating or not. We don't know if they've been questioned. Just let law enforcement take care of that, because you don't have a 1 ounce of business calling anybody's job.
Yeah, because what she's gonna say is, I don't know what they were doing down there. He was down there.
You want to know something? I bet you that's why that motherfucker don't have a real job of his own, because that son of a bitch has the rap sheet as long as, he did prison time as his damn self.
Who?
Sissy Pissy, the one that was doing the calling.
Oh,
He's been to prison.
Is he gay?
I don't know.
He talks to as feminine.
He's been to prison himself. That's why that fucker don't have a job. Because he knows if he had a job, all these little web sleuths would be calling his job. And he wouldn't like that shit, right? He would be out there.
Why is he living down there in Florida then? He ain't got no job.
Who knows? But I don't think he goes to a 9 to 5. I think he mentions at some time, maybe it was during the laundry case, that he stated he owned a couple businesses. I don't know, but I don't think that SOB does a 9 to 5. There is no way he could do a 9 to 5. He's on the internet all day long on YouTube. So, no.
Yeah, because he be going live during the daytime, standing out by some damn bush. I thought to myself, what do you do? Because you are busy for a man. I'm leery of any man that acts like that do all that talking all the time and going live and streaming. It's creepy to me. That's just who I am. I don't know no men that act like that. That's just a woman's behavior. He act like a woman to me.
Well, I just know that if he worked a 9 to 5,
I ain't with that type of behavior.
He would not want us calling his job, telling his job about himself and what he went to prison for, right?
He his ass whooped. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
All that hollering, and I found out he was the one that was doing all that hollering down there in front of the sister house. Because when I was first watching it, this is before I even knew he was a YouTuber. And I finally found out he was the one. I said, oh, yeah, I'd have been whooped his ass. I wish the hell I would stand outside my house where I pay bills answering your questions. Who are you to be asking me anything? You got a problem with my brother, then you go find him, but you don't come to my house and ask me nothing.
I think
it was stupid to keep standing out there. That sister just went on and on. She's another Diana McCarter. Just talk. You don't talk to strangers. Ain't your mama taught you nothing?
None of these people,
stranger.
You are not owed to talk to anybody other than law enforcement. And then you could be a bitch and be like, I plead the fifth. I ain't talking without a lawyer.
He acted like he was the damn Channel 7 News. I was looking at him like, who the hell is this person? You don't sit out there and go round and round with a person that you don't even know. For what? You don't owe them no explanation.
Nope. I'm not talking to nobody. I'm not talking to nobody. I don't need to talk to you. You don't pay my bills.
And all that time they sitting up there worrying about Brian Vonder. His ass was dead.
He's shot
all that what they did, disturbing the peace. He was dead.
The whole time.
The whole time.
His mom and daddy knew.
That's the very reason why you don't do it, see?
See, I'm afraid if they don't take her in sooner than later, she's going to do something real dumb.
Who going to do something real dumb?
I'm talking about Leilani. I'm thinking Leilani going to take
something dumb like
out.
What you think she's going to take off?
No, I don't think she'll take off, but I think
you got no money. You got to have money to live underground.
No, I don't mean that at all. I mean like take herself out.
Oh yeah, kill herself. Yeah, I see. She probably will kill herself. She might. And I don't know that assessment that Mr. Hyatt did. He said she's the center of her own universe. So usually people like that, they don't kill themselves.
Because she seems pretty damn confident.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, she's real confident.
But that shows you never cared, see?
Oh, of course not. Did you see? You got to watch that, what I sent you this morning, because her eyes were rolled so far back into her head that it was scary. She was either doped up. And I don't mean like on meth or whatever. She looks like Leilani.
What did you send me?
I sent you something this morning. That little clip, and I was telling you to watch it. And she looked like she was pilled out.
Let me see.
Like she was on some good narcotics.
Well, somebody got the dope. What a dope man at? A dope man, if you serving them, you a fool. Shit.
How the hell they paying for it?
Look, I wouldn't give them a candied apple. They ain't giving you nothing. You be bringing the feds to my house.
Oh, I love a candy apple.
You sent it to me earlier.
This morning.
I don't see nothing.
I said you got to go over there and look at Crackhead the horse.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, unbelievable. Oh, that right there. Let me see. Oh, I see her face. Yeah, she looks like.
I mean, her
She looks
eyes.
like a dope fiend.
She looked like she was on pills. Like,
who are these citizens for sanity? That's who these people are. That's who you're talking about?
Who?
Citizens for Sanity? Oh, that's an ad. I don't know what you're saying. It's just showing a caption. Whose channel is it? Hello? Kenzie?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Whose channel is this on that you?
I don't know. It. Hold on, I got to look on there because when I went to get back on there right now to where I sent it to you at, it.
Oh, Beats on the Streets. That's it. Beats on the Streets.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Let me see. Who are they? Got me.
I don't know. It just popped up and it like, you know how it recommends things for you.
There it is. Is this a black person's channel? Who is it?
I don't know. I don't even know who they are.
Where is Danny Young and why did he leave so soon? Which one? Where is it?
And then you got the horse there.
Girl, stop, please. I don't know which one it is.
It's called Deets on the Streets.
I got it. I'm just saying, which video is it?
Oh, it's called Cher and the others joined Billy Joe and Leilani on a live protest. It's from 2 days ago.
Look at this at Tales from the Southern Driveway.
Tales from a Southern Driveway?
Oh, God. I don't see it.
I'm going to go over there.
I mean, I'm on the channel, honey.
Well, you might be just looking too fast.
Oh, my God. Okay, here we go. Recently uploaded. Where is Danny Youngkin? Horse behind the wall called Betty. Some bullshit. Delphi murders full press conference. Wanda has a lot to say about Dolly, and even Cher gets tossed.
Did you just say horse behind the wall?
Yeah. I been said that Savage Live drops a hot night call exposing Bullhorn. Tommy Leilani's stepdad confronts protesters. Look at this, said Tales from the Southern Driveway. Jody Sue calls out somebody. Oh my God, this is sick. I'm gonna have to go back in here and look at the name because Cher and others join Billy Joe. That's the one?
Yes, that's the one.
Okay. Who is this?
Happy hippie. Anybody could be a drug addict, right? And
that's what it is. Horse behind the wall or horses behind the wall.
Yeah, horses behind the wall.
Okay, here it is. Let me see this happen. Woo, her mama looking great. That bitch done went from blonde to gray in 3 weeks.
I told you.
Hold on a minute. I don't like playing. I don't really like listening to. I really just wanted to hear. I want to see what the girl look like. I'm gonna put my glasses on. I don't like her playing on my channel because I don't care for her. This ain't no damn cracky is talking.
I want to poke that
Mom
horse's
and mama
eyes out.
crying, chasing. Y'all are stupid as fuck. There she is.
That girl who's right there on the screen, arrested, should be.
Oh, that bitch is talking right now. She needs to be told about herself.
Well, she's another. She probably like baby killers too.
She does.
Child molesters.
She does, and she likes child molesters, and she likes baby killers. And they're those two fucking idiots are down there giving legal advice to the other dumb dildos.
Oh my God! Listen at your mouth. Oh my God, dildos. Y'all, boy, you know black women. We don't use them kind of words. Dildos, girl, you be killing me with these terminologies.
Let me tell you, I was talking to my.
You know them black girls who like dildos.
I was talking to my husband earlier.
Dildos, kids like.
Listen to this. I was talking to my husband earlier, and I said something. I called him something. These women, and he says, "Wait, who are we talking about?"
Yeah, he was confused.
I said, I'm talking about, blah 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 and blah blah blah. He goes, "Oh, well, yesterday you called him the horse and something else," because he remembered the horse. And I said, "Babe, you gotta just stay caught up on the daily."
Stand there. There's nothing they can do to you.
You'll have your side one day. Don't you worry, Leilani. You're gonna tell your story one day.
Oh, I love that.
And look at this horse with purple hair.
My pony.
Danny is not there.
She that. Do they still sell them little dolls?
Yeah, My Little Pony. I love them.
Yeah.
Something is very wrong there.
And that one talks like a man.
And she talking about there's something wrong. There is something wrong. Y'all sitting up here eating this damn baby killer.
I saw that. But Leilani, I'm gonna tell you every day. Don't you take a charge for no man, right? You promise. Oh no. Okay, that's all we have to say.
Listen to her give her legal advice. Don't take no charge for no man.
Michael, right there was him.
Bitch, you don't even take care of your own kids.
That is her brother, not her boyfriend. We don't know. She might be sleeping with her brother. It's weird ass people.
Yeah, if they think that the police and the court aren't doing their job, or the FBI, then go talk to them. Have them come with the evidence.
Headquarters been able to protest the air,
I mean, they think if they keep bothering
It's funny how Leilani just now decided she want to talk all of a sudden.
Like she's big and bad, right? Like she's just like swollen the chest today.
Let's just be logical. She walked into the police station. She was interrogated and questioned. She walked out of the police station
3 times. Danny was called in 5 times.
If there was enough evidence, even to think more than you're our main suspect because you were there, if there was more than that, do you think that they're just going to let her walk out of there with nothing? Do you have an electronic bracelet on your ankle or anything crazy so they can track you? No. Then let law enforcement do their job. When they figure it out, if they think it's her, they're going to take her away in cuffs.
That bitch, her balls haven't even dropped. I can't even take her serious how she talks.
Outside of her house, there's no police there, so you got to think about that. We have to be logical in the situation. I understand.
I don't have to be anything, bitch, because I got enough sense to know she last had the baby, so that's who I'm looking at.
So you know what? I wonder if that bitch is talking.
You need to shut up. I don't like playing stuff like that because it's the death.
If that was happening to her kid, right? If her kid was essayed by a man like Don, or her kid disappeared from a bitch like Leilani, what would she be okay with all of that? Like she want to just sit back and ride the gravy train for a hot minute? No. And that other fucking idiot, she's been in jail too, or prison. She don't take care of her own kids. Her dude looks like he's got feces coming out of his dirty beard. They're filthy.
Please stop. You're killing me. She likes a bearded man.
Somebody needs to tell her about her whole self.
Like, stop judging me. I like a man with a beard. Oh, wait a minute. I like a bearded man. Oh, no. You all are so cruel on YouTube. You're so judgmental. Why can't you fight for the underdog? The underdog lives Underdogs matter too. Justice for the underdogs. Justice for us bum bitches.
Hey, didn't the horse's dad just get out of prison for murder?
What's wrong with fighting for a baby killer? I want to know why? Why won't you all believe her? Why not? Come on, Kinsley. You're not playing fair.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Get that dog! You better make that dog shut up. Or I'll go get that bitch from Canada to make him shut up.
I want to know what they're going to think when they pick her up.
Kinsley, I got a secret.
Hmm.
Her face is like a dildo. Did you know? She's got a dildo face.
She wishes she could afford a dildo.
That everything shenanigans. She's a bitch. Fucking bitch. Quit talking about my face. I can't breathe, Kinsley. Stop holding my nose. Girl fight. Oh my gosh. I'm going to Savannah. I'm going to stand up for you, White Lottie.
I thought that one was coming down there. What the hell happened?
I can't get a passport, you dumb bitch. I can't get a passport. I'm not allowed in the United States. Oh, God, these damn YouTubers, they keep fucking with me. Oh, my God, I need a hair job. My ends need trimming. Hey, Kinsley.
She's crazy. Yes, ma'am.
You know where I can get my ends trimmed?
Did you just hear my son? He walks out and he goes,
Hey, they're all gonna laugh at you.
they're all gonna laugh at you.
They're all gonna laugh at you. They're all gonna laugh at you. They're all gonna laugh at you. I miss America.
She can't even come back to America. She couldn't even ride her 10-speed here.
I miss America. I miss all the great food you guys have over there. Oh,
Did you say cocks?
I said all the great food. I miss home. I want to go back. I gotta find me another sugar daddy.
Are her and that dude married? I wonder, for reals.
What? I can't hear you. I'm in Canada, bitch. I can't hear you. Talk up. I can't hear you. What did you say? I can't hear you. What did you say?
They're going to be saying, clean out your ears, bitch.
Oh my God, the sex is horrible.
Oh, shit.
You know, I like Kinky sex is the best. He didn't do it very well. Oh, I better be quiet because you YouTubers and people, you love to record people when they're talking.
They're gonna be playing you on their stream.
Fucking play it, bitch. Make sure you spell my name right. Billy Joe. Billy Joe. What the matter, Billy Joe? What that paper say? I want to know what those papers said.
Now do the horse.
God, now you're comparing me to Monica lately? Well, that's not fair at all. You people are so bored. All the fuck you do is watch YouTube all damn day. Fuck you too. You nasty YouTubers are just use people for their money. Why don't you donate some of that money? Damn nasty YouTubers, all you do is suck up money from poor people.
You're gonna give yourself a sore throat.
What do you want? My underarms reaching. Oh. Wait, you like a show? I gotta give it to you. Oh, God, what is going to happen to all these stupid people down there?
Lailani, they're coming for you.
Oh, God. Just a bunch of crabs in a bucket. Well, you think they're going to get arrested?
Lailani.
Oh my God, I bet she's got cramps.
Oh, she probably has chlamydia.
Kitty cat itching, bitch. When the last time you had a
She has chlamydia with that blue
Oh my
waffle
God,
of hers.
she's got trichomonas! Trick bitch.
Oh.
Joe, you gotta get the Walmart, bitch. You're great. Oh my God. More YouTubers coming down here. Well, hello, Miss Delaware. How are you? Oh my God, blue waffles and beef curry. Nice.
Oh man, those are like beef.
Oh my God. You gotta quit talking like that. This is some semi-Christian show. Yeah, Queen, I want those nasty jokes.
Lailani.
Oh my God, the bitch wearing Crocs on alive.
Crocs.
We don't wear Crocs, you stupid bitch.
I don't even own Crocs.
Crocs are for people that don't want to spend money on shoes. And better feet stink.
Shit. Wait. Who had? Hey, ask her who had a GoFundMe for the truck payment, Melinda. Who was that? Don't tell me fucking Billy Ho had a GoFundMe.
Somebody says that the Golden Girls are on. Let me check. Oh my gosh. All this money YouTube's making.
It's hysterical.
They give us a good laugh at night.
Can't find it.
The wall chick? Who's the wall chick? Oh, you mean the horse? We don't. The horse is behind the wall. She had a GoFundMe for her truck payment. Damn. And she just came back on a little mini vacation, seeing her father. Oh shit! I seen somebody today in one of those Facebook groups that was trying to set up a GoFundMe for a reward fund for Quinton.
So FBI just entered the property and one FBI agent. One. There's two in the car. Oh, two in the car. But one vehicle. Girl, you caught that. You caught that. My boyfriend told me that any government they have GV on the car. Yes. So apparently, when they have GV on the license plate, that means it's FBI, and that license plate on that car had GV on it. Government. If the music goes off, then we're rocking. Thank you, Steve and Sassy. I can't find your name. Right? Wait, I didn't notice that. I didn't know that.
Belinda, please stop.
Different. That's hard. I don't know. All right, where'd she go? I was telling her to who? No, she's standing on there. She's just the glamorous life of a YouTuber. You know how you guys are talking about how much money we make and how we're just exploiting. But what they fail to realize is like this trip I've lost 2 phones. Yeah. You know, you're talking about over 25. What is you 200?
She just buys her phones at the gas station.
The room cost to stay here for 3 weeks. You're an exploiter. Yeah, I'm an exploiter. You're an exploiter. Yeah, I'm an exploiter. There's a room cost to stay here for 3 weeks. Have no kitchens. I told you, called it. Oh, Molly Gold Irish called that. What? Yeah.
This Olivia girl, she don't know what she's doing.
Papers, like a stack of papers in her hand.
She just don't know what she's doing. Hanging with these old ass women.
I'm not sure what those papers were, but and it was definitely someone from FBI law enforcement because they had a badge. Actually, it wasn't. To be honest with you, it was. It looked like a detective. The badge that he had on his shirt, because I looked in the window as he was driving by, appeared to be a Chatham police.
Oh, how does she know?
Kind of a nice cause. Yeah, I think it was one of the detectives. But what we did see is that Billy Joe had a package, two of the same packages of paperwork in her hand, and it had like a black block box on the front page. But that's really all I could see. I couldn't read anything on it or anything like that. So it could very well be she's complaining about. She's not complaining about the dog that killed the grandson. She's more likely complaining about the YouTubers out here pissed off that her dog killed the grandson.
Do you think that they're gonna bring you fucking paperwork because they're complaining about you?
You know, people fucking call me and kill me. We don't have any Wi-Fi, do we? Yeah, we do. We have a it's 7:15. How do I do this? Here, give me your phone. Actually, yeah, this is fully charged. So. How do I do that? May 9. But I don't really go live a lot, but I don't go live. That's the closest drama. Yeah, I don't really go live. Only when I'm like at a base, like in the location, like the general vicinity, then I'll go live. But I mostly make documentaries, so that's why I'm always filming. They're not bad. No, they're good. They're good. So we're coming over here to help her out.
All the things she could be doing with herself and her talent, she's wasting it on this.
They're playing games up there. Yeah. And I don't think that these people are too dumb to realize it's Landry's now. And they didn't even do, they had nothing to do with their son's choices. Remember that.
Hell, she got
to
on
do with their son's
bustier and
choices.
shorts and
Remember
tights.
that. They had nothing to do with their son's choices.
That's what I'm saying. What is she wearing?
The
Nice
police
looking
are
girl, but
watching
you got a
this.
bustier on with a
You
skirt
know
and some
all you
black
have to do
tights.
is
I mean,
tag.
going
You
to
know,
the club or
you're
dancing.
tagging, put his
Oh,
name
man.
in the police watch it.
This is
I
oh,
will
man.
do anything for there to be a raid while I'm here. I'm willing to do anything. I will shave my
Kinsley.
head. I will do it.
I would too. Anything for answers for this little boy. I'm willing to do. Anything for answers for this little boy. I'm willing to do. I'm willing to sleep with the enemy. For answers for this little boy. I'm willing to do. I'm willing to sleep with the enemy. Get some answers. I will. I will. Billy Joe, would you please come out here? I need to sleep with you.
You know what?
All right, that's it. Absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Just a bunch of bored people. Dear God, help me. Hold on 1 second, you guys. Nobody wanted to join the queen up here. 160. Nobody wanted to join the queen. One second. Leave it a comment. Ooh, Lordy. So what do y'all got to say about this nonsense? It's pretty bad because it's they don't get it. How sick they look. This won't stop. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. Well, wonder why Billy Joe wants children's clothes sent to her. I don't know. She's not getting those kids back. So I doubt that. Because if so, if they wanted her to have them, they would have left them there. They're not going to take them and give them back under these circumstances. I doubt that seriously. They'd have no reason to give those kids back. They need to leave and let the police do their job. Yeah, well. It's sad to me that it's come to this. Once again, just standing around watching somebody's house. I don't get that. I won't waste my breath doing no mess like that. I was trying to see what's in the queue. I really don't feel like playing all this crazy stuff. I would come up, Queen, but I'm sick, got the flu. Okay. Well, I probably won't stay on here much longer because this is all nonsense. And these people aren't talking about anything. Absolutely nothing. So what do you all think? What are those papers for? I brought you that information yesterday from a source. There was a briefing to discuss Billy Joel's fate. Please refer to the video made yesterday. So this is not new news. I said there would be a decision made by Wednesday, and there came someone bring her paperwork. Possibly. Could be for both of them, she and her daughter. Who knows? We will see. All about money. They have 2-3K watching to make a fool out of themselves. Well, this is what a lot of people get off on, sweetheart. Just watching people do nothing. I don't see the point. Just watching somebody stand outside of somebody's house to just yell. That's really all they're doing. It's not like you're getting some answers by standing outside. You're not getting any answers. Everyone's assuming and hypothesizing what they think happened to the kid, where the kid is. Some of you refuse to believe he's in the landfill. So therefore, I mean, it is what it is. For them to report to DCS. It's probably for somebody to stand account. Maybe grand jury, you never know. Could be they want a formal statement to what happened to the kid. Because, they've already been to court. They've already been to DFACS. So I don't know what happened with that hearing. But I don't see them getting any kids. Because you got to think about the evidence that was found. And naturally, the detectives and GBI will take that information to the state to show cause of why all these people are unfit and why no children need to be in their custody. Stacks of paper, there might be subpoena papers. I mean, who knows? But I told you yesterday that there was a briefing done pertaining to Billy Joe. What law officials and the state wanted to do with her as far as culpability of the child. So I'm assuming that information that was given to me yesterday, that is why law officials were there today. She has been discussed. So it might be for her to come in to give, information, subpoenaed in. Because when you get subpoenaed, you do get a legal document. You don't get a phone call. You get a written statement to show up. So it may be for her to come in to talk. Maybe before the grand jury. I don't know. I have not got that information yet. The point is they showed up. After the Queen told you there was a briefing yesterday. We'll leave it at that. She's not going to tell you the truth. You can believe that. I was curious if they bugged the place when they were there myself. Well, I think they're past the DCS stage as far as children. I don't see any children going back. And when you go to court, you get information when you're there when to report back if there needs to be another hearing pertaining to the custody of the children. I do not know if they got another hearing to go to court or not, because naturally it takes time for them to finalize anything as far as not giving anyone custody. And also they may want them to bring in evidence to show why they should be able to keep the kid. I don't know because I wasn't there. I can't say. But I don't see any of these people talking. So who's to say it's not a formal piece of paper asking them to come in to the grand jury? Who knows? I mean, you got to think about all the things that were done and not done, such as you had custody of these children and you were out of town living. I don't see the kids going back. See, we don't even know. A decision could have been made when they went to court weeks ago. I don't know. Because when you look at how they're acting just like how the Wells ended up acting. Carefree, fancy-free. And usually people act like that when, one, they know their fate is near. When you start seeing people getting drunk, turned up, dancing around, doing stuff, they already know they're in the hangar. But they're not going to let you know that. So they want you to think, well, they're out walking around laughing, grinning. Ain't nothing getting ready to happen to them. You don't know that. Well, there was a gag order issued for everybody who attended the court. That's what was told. I brought a source to that. Exactly, Liberator. Doing what they can while they can. Exactly. That's exactly what is happening. I want to play you bits and pieces of something pertaining to Peter Hyatt. Then I'm going to check out of here. This is about Leilani's conversations on the news. It's a bit winded. I'll play bits and pieces of it. And you can go check out his content.
The case of little baby toddler Quinton, who has gone missing for quite some time now. But his mother and grandmother have been speaking out. And what I'd like to do is take a look at some of the comments regarding.
Yes, I've noticed that.
And what we suspect.
When it's not severe cases of abuse, they don't charge them.
Upon these things. It's now more common knowledge that substance abuse is involved, and substance abuse has its own language, at least in terms of drug abuse. Alcohol abuse a little bit different, but drug abuse, we're able to tell certain things that show up in the language that suggests this person is an active user, just the same way as a person who has been clean and sober for some time. We are able to look at the language and determine that that person is deep in recovery. The two speak very differently. Another thing to just be aware of, the quotes I'm going to be using from an article are disjointed. We don't know everything that was said. We don't know the questions. And I generally don't like to bring that out and make too much emphasis with it, but here it's so obvious that I think it makes for a good lesson regardless. So a little bit of caution in terms of the contamination of an interviewer's questions, but there are a few there that I think that are quite helpful. And I hope everyone can see the screen there. The mother of missing Georgia toddler Quinton Simon declared she's not hiding from the law and wants her baby boy found, happy and alive, quote. Authorities have named her a prime suspect in the disappearance and presumed death of her son. At the time this one came out, officials were looking in a landfill. He's been missing since October 5th. And so I have some of the quotes, including Quinton's grandmother. Now, what we expect to see here is what we expect to see in all missing children cases. This one, unfortunately, was reported, and this is tertiary review of it, through the 911 system, the emergency call system, where the mother, and it's being relayed, reported that she had been sleeping.
Deb, you can't hear that?
Good
grief.
Was taken, kidnapped, or went missing. And we find that quite common in guilty statements where the priority is not my child is missing, the priority is I was sleeping. There's just no way you can blame me because I was sleeping. In any extensive interview, and I think that you might find on YouTube the interview with media a little more telling, but in any interview, we expect that the maternal instinct is what we call the last one to yield, the last one to accept. There's a natural denial that when a child goes missing, that child is alive. And it is very difficult to convince parents to the contrary, but fathers will give up hope before mothers, but mothers are known to hold on to it. It's just a very powerful human instinct they've been given, where they go into a position of denial. And the second thing that we listen for is not just the resistance, but the priority. Not that I was sleeping, or don't blame me for this reason or that reason, but a mother's protective capacities kick in, as a father's does as well, but we're focusing on the mother here. And what we expect to be a priority, something that is near impossible to withhold, is when talking about the child, what the child is experiencing right now, what the child's needs are that the mother cannot meet. The father can't protect because the child's not there. So he has a sense of utter frustration, and that can turn into anger, and somehow he has to survive. But she has a need to provide. She knows what he likes to eat. She knows what blanket gives him the most comfort. She knows what his likes are, what his dislikes are. She knows how he reacts to the faces of strangers. And so we go on the premise, it is in a sense our presupposition that he's kidnapped and missing for that reason. And so we expect a call out to the kidnappers or the kidnapper. We expect that the mother will express, in particular, specific needs in small detail. Sometimes it's things that only a mother would know. But these things are to the surface. These things are priorities. These things that must be said, otherwise she'll lose her mind. And so you'll see in some of the interviews where you have the innocent mothers, they'll interrupt and they'll just talk about, he's got to have or she's got to have the certain blanket, the certain teddy bear, the certain type of food. You can't give him this or that. He doesn't like that. And in other words, what you're seeing is a display of instinct from a mother. And that's a priority. When we don't see that, we're looking at some pretty serious red flags. We're wondering, especially if the mother is not someone that we would classify as sociopathic-like, if she has processed the death already, if she's gone through some kind of even short-term grieving, because she knows the child isn't coming home. She knows the child is literally beyond her help. So whether it's Patsy Ramsey or Kate McKenna or others, many of these type cases, we see a minimization or an utter lack of that type of concern. And I don't rush to say that any of these moms are sociopathic like that, and there are some, but the ones I've just mentioned, in fact, I think it often indicates a death by neglect or unintentional. Someone lost their temper at the last moment, that sort of thing. This mom's language is going to be impacted by many years of substance abuse. That's just the reality of that. And so we often find that one of the major indicators of someone who has an addictive personality and is actively using is that they see themselves always as a victim of family, as a victim of jobs, employers, spouses, children. It's very dangerous to hear that. That's quite concerning. They often, because of the substance abuse, go into conflict with family, and sometimes they end up homeless, and they're a victim of that. They're a victim of the universe. They're a victim of God. They're a victim of everything about them. And even when they try to conceal that, it still comes out. And the other another powerful element of that is the incessant giving of advice. It's just excessive, it's incessant, it goes on and on, it never seems to end. And it's projective, and it always has to do with, or most always has to do with, I advise everyone. And it's a revelation that the person needs guidance more than anyone else in that world, in that perspective. And often the guidance is a justification for the damage that they've done while under the influence. So you need to stay away from toxic family members. Oh yeah, but it's my mom. No forgiveness. Get rid of her out of your life. You're better than that. And the type of cheerleading, and it always has to do with, almost always has to do with separating yourself from others. Anyone that disagrees with you, for example. And it's not good signs. And children are the first victims of that. And the first form of abuse is generally neglect because it requires no effort. If someone has been drinking or passed out, those habits grow, and it gets worse when someone has been doing that and the child's okay. So success breeds success. So I've done this before and everything worked out okay, I'm going to do it again. Eventually it can backfire terribly. But neglect is insidious as it grows and becomes stronger. And we've talked about in some of the videos, the McCanns, for example. What possessed them to think it could leave children that young alone?
Exactly.
And why wasn't there an immediate confession? I never should have left them alone. What have I done? That sort of thing. Just that self-preservation had already kicked into them. And so we look for the, even in interviewing, subtle blaming of others.
Brief break. Well, you hear his assessment already starting in. He believes she's a substance abuser. I don't know if he heard anything about her, but this is his assessment. Thank you for joining me.
To alleviate some of the guilt there. So in the mom, we're going to have someone who is very likely blunted, for lack of a better term, or desensitized.
What are you talking about, Lovely?
Of others, because when you're chasing that high, that's what matters most. The priority that grows and grows, and whether or not a personality disorder preceded that, for a different debate. So let's take a look at some of the moms.
Ooh, finally, he's talking too loud.
This is an article
10
on
minutes.
it. The mother of missing Georgia toddler Quinton Simon declared she's not hiding from the law, wants her baby boy found, quote, happy and alive, end quote, as authorities have named her a prime suspect in the disappearance and presumed death of her son, which is interesting, without a body being found yet. Leanne, I'm not sure how to say her name, and her mother, Billy Joe, held through tears that are holding out hope that the tot who's been missing since October 5 isn't dead. And the grandmother said,
I don't know who you're
we
speaking
want
of.
something great to come out of this, but mostly we want him not to be found in that landfill. And of course, that's where you got to go and search, as the grandmother mentions that. And I had mentioned, some of you are on my Facebook page, that this was very likely a case of generational substance abuse. Generational abuse and neglect.
It is.
And then we later learned that the grandmother has quite a criminal history herself. We want him found. And then the mom interrupts and says, happy and alive. And it's interesting to me just to note, as I look at that, the order that happy comes before alive. And as I know she's with her own mom, but these are the words that she's chosen to say. A mother's instinct is so powerful that we expect the pronoun I to stand out more than anything else, even when next to someone. When a husband and wife are speaking, they may use the pronoun we. Once the mother begins to speak, it often becomes I, the innocent mother. It is, and it can't be any more personal than it is, the status of mother and child. So she said, we want him back. in our arms, this is a kind of an unusual emphasis, even if you started with we. I expect the mother to say, my arms, me holding him. Because when you hold a baby, when you hold a toddler, you are the one that is providing comfort for the child. The child is the recipient of the sense of, when a dad does it, grandfather, the child can sense strength. The child feels protected. The child feels loved. The brain hormones are wonderful, and you could be setting up a child for an avoidance of some pretty rough depression later on in life. That's one of the reasons why we speak to children, very young children, in silly voices, and they laugh, and they get so healthy because of that. The laughter is so good for them. But in this case, the toddler would be holding not even me, but us. That's what I want as a mom. No, that's what we want. And so what I look at with, and in spite of this being disjointed and heavily edited, is mom doesn't want to be alone in this. When talking about her son, the most personal thing in the world, being missing, context is important. She doesn't want to be alone. And I nicknamed that over the years, the crowdsourcing of guilt, where someone doesn't want to be alone with their own words in particular settings. And this is one of them. But it's interesting also to me that this would be more comforting to the mother holding us than she holding him. So you can ask contextually. Now, it is very comforting for us to hold children. With my own grandchildren, I always grab the one that will stay in my lap the longest when they run off and play. It is very comforting. It's good for them. It's good for us. This baby's missing. He is the one that needs to be comforted. Unless the words she's choosing in that extremely rapid time of less than a microsecond, the words she's choosing as her brain processes this is, I want to be with my own mother. I don't want to be alone with this. So we're concerned there's a lack of maternal instinct coming out, and she wants to be comforted. She wants to be comforted. And that's the reverse of what we would expect to hear from her. Authorities have been scared.
Classroom closures, small business.
Sorry about that. Well, she doesn't want to be alone. That's why she had her mother there at the interview. Instead of saying, my arms, our arms, we, me, Billy Joe. That's why they're complicit in this as well, even though she was not there when the child went missing, murdered, dumped. Her name's on the paperwork. She's got to take this ride down with her daughter.
Chatham County landfill in their search that remains for the 20-month-old child. This is not even 2. And then we have another quote from mom. I highlight that in the italics here. And then I have another one I may look at. And that was posted on the statement analysis blog. I would appreciate when she does that, Jude. We're just hoping that he's in somebody's house and they're feeding him. I like that. And maybe they wanted a baby or couldn't have a baby. So I like hearing this part. It's something I would have liked 2 weeks earlier, but it's there now. But there are also some more problems here. We have again the plural, and this is a mother. This is a mother now of a missing child. We're, and this is the hope. So we have the we, our, what we want, and we're just hoping. And I can almost wager any of you a cup of coffee that child has been neglected, in particular at times with feeding. Feeding, whether it be through nutrition or actually just food in general. She's still in the plural. She's not being alone, even with that personal and wonderfully comforting duty of feeding a child. The duty, responsibility of feeding a child. So knowing more about the case now, I have no contact with law enforcement on this, which is why I'm able to comment on it publicly. So no information other than what I'm seeing in media. I don't like that she started with weighing here and went to food. I do like food giving the right foods, but what does he like? What does he eat? I wonder if she even knows. The word just is a comparative, or we call it a dependent word. It means that she's comparing two or more things, or she's reducing other thoughts just to this. And this could be explained by the landfill that the grandmother had referenced earlier. And you'd rather him be in a house than a landfill. And what happens is, in both substance abuse and in deceptive parents and criminals in that sense, but parents with guilty knowledge, is they often think, if I don't speak enough, I'll bring more suspicion upon me. And they end up saying too much. And I'll give you an idea of why I'm going on a limb here and saying there was food neglect by the mother. It's not just the plural here, there's more. There's not just a comparison. So we're hoping that they're feeding him, good. And maybe they wanted a baby or couldn't have a baby. So she's writing a story for them. And one could make the argument this is public and it's avoiding condemning them. And it's good. But she keeps talking. Maybe they thought they were his savior. That's our best hope. Again, she goes into the plural at this point. So I ask you this. Who needs saving? He that's in trouble. From whom did he need saving? Remember, this is the mother's language. This is an acknowledgement of the guilt of neglect that is a twin of substance abuse. Not even a cousin, but a twin of substance abuse. Children and drugs don't mix. No matter what marketing says, no matter what anyone says, children and drugs don't mix. And so we have this. Maybe they thought they were his savior. Tells us he needed saving. And this came right after, as far as I can tell, food, which has to do with nutrition, health, and neglect within the realm of substance abuse. I know that a little fella needed saving because the mom told me so.
Brief break. He's reading her down. He's very good, Mr. Hyatt. He's got her pegged. The child needed saving. That's why somebody took the child, because I was neglectful. I didn't feed the baby, but I hope whoever gets him, has them, will feed the babies. But why would somebody kidnap your baby and then kill your baby? Stay woke.
Best hope. Mom and grandmother's best hope. Another reason I believe is generational neglect, generational substance abuse. No charges have been filed in a high-profile case. And by the way, disagreement is great. Pushback is great. We look for more statements to affirm this. I mean, this is just unusual language here, but it would be difficult to argue with me because the substance abuse is known outside the statement. But disagreement is helpful. And we look for more within statements to guide us. Because I do like the fact that she's mentioned feeding. But is that enough to overrule the rest that we have here? No charges have been filed in a high-profile case. The police have said they consider her the only suspect in his disappearance and suspected death. And this is her response. And here's something I think you'll find very interesting. I'm here. I've been here every day since this. Every day since what? My son went missing? My son was kidnapped?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not running, and I'm not hiding. And if something does come up that I am at fault, then there's your embedded admission.
Exactly.
Right there. He needed
Embedded omission. Admission. Why would an innocent person say if they were at fault, I will turn myself in? If you are innocent, you will say so from day one. I am innocent. I have nothing to hide. I will take a polygraph. I'm looking for my child. Every day you would talk about your child. Go to the news, newspaper, radio. She never did any of those things. A story came out in public last week. Almost 3 weeks. Why would it take you that long to speak to the news about your child that you care for? Now you're implying somebody took the baby, was a savior. But who's going to kidnap a child to only throw him away in a dumpster? Which means they'd have to murder him. So you're going to break in someone's house because you want a kid, then murder the kid and throw him in a dumpster. Makes no sense.
He needed saving. He needed a savior. She wasn't it. He needed to be saved from her because she was neglectful. Something went wrong there, and it's her fault. What she's doing is, and this is a signal of not only guilt, this is a signal of substance abuse. When someone says, or I should say, it's a signal of a manipulative personality, which often has substance abuse behind it. She is allowing for that which can't be allowed. She's allowing for it a possibility, and she's being manipulative. I'm not hiding. I'm right here. I'm not running. She is allowing for a possibility of that which no innocent parent could ever allow for. It is utterly anathema.
Exactly.
It cannot be. It can't be entertained. Why? Because I didn't do that. I didn't cause his disappearance. I didn't harm him.
Make way for the fist of the Phantom.
Sorry about that. Unexpected commercial. Very sick.
So I'm here, bold assertion. And by the way, when you see this type, she's changed now. Now she's alone. This is what we call a good, strong psychological presence. She is present in this statement. So when we switch in the quotes, she's with her mom. When we switch in the quotes from we to I, take notice. Even do this with text messages where someone is abbreviating and uses no pronouns because you're moving quickly and text messages are different than other things. Take notice when a pronoun suddenly appears. The person has put themselves in strongly. Whatever they're saying is very important. So she now has my attention because when it came to maternal instincts, she wasn't present by herself. She wasn't alone as the maternal mother. She's not a stepmother, which we see stronger statements from step parents. We see stronger statements from aunts family friends,
You're welcome. Hello,
caretakers,
Jane.
grandmothers. She's with her own mother, and she's not alone with that child in her language.
Exactly.
But here's something to stand up, take notice, and believe her. This is what I want you to do, is believe her words. She's here. She's telling the truth. That's a very short sentence. It's very strong. It's reliable in its form. I've been here every day since this. I do not like that she calls it this rather than using his name and being kidnapped.
Exactly.
I'm not running. I'm not hiding. Notice the bravado in all of this. She is psychologically present for it, and it's strong. And if something does come up that I am at fault, I will take myself, not even have my mom drive, I will take myself to that police station.
If something comes up, basically admitting you know something will come up, your child, something. Just say, if you find Quinton in the dumpster, in the landfill, I'll turn myself in. The something is a child, your child, if something comes up. See, she's telling on herself in that interview. That's why you have to listen to everything that people say. That's why I always tell you all everything you need to know at the beginning of the story. The words that the parents, custodians speak in the beginning tells the story. Eye contact, shifting, swaying. If they're inebriated or not, which we found out with Candace when she and her husband talked to the news outside their house. She was inebriated. The interview before that, he's doing all the talking and she's sitting behind the desk, just staring off into space. She looked doped up then. Who does an interview under the influence? 3 weeks in, you've said nothing about your child to the general public. And then the only thing you can basically talk about are protesters during your first interview to the news. Mr. Hyatt is very good at what he does. And he also broke down the statements from Dawn and Candace, which I played on my other live. Please check out that content. I will let you finish this. Thank you for joining me.
So in a sense, it's similar to a hyperbolic statement.
Thank you, Jane.
Look at me. I am something special. I am true. I'm not afraid. Parents would be scared out of their minds at this point. Especially parents with other children. I don't know that she has, but just in general. Scared out of their minds.
Yes.
For the child first and for their own safety afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
For the child first. She's not. She's brave and she's bold.
Amazing.
And she allows the possibility that evidence is going to come up.
Yes. How is it this man who does not know Leilani Simon to say these words? I want you to think about that for just a second. He may have gotten a little bit of intel from news clippings, but he doesn't know her. But he is saying things that we believe to be true of her: the drug use, neglectfulness, not feeding the children from what the babysitter said. Children were hungry a lot. This man doesn't know her, and I doubt that he follows these people on YouTube and Facebook to get the he said and the she said. But words are powerful, and I don't think a lot of people realize that the things you say tells the story about yourself, how you think, how you act, what you might do, what you want to do. And that's what you hear in his analysis of her statements. I'm just waiting on you to come pick me up, Chatham County Police. I have nothing to lose. I know I'm guilty. I know I'm neglectful. I know I did not feed my child. I did not want my child. I need the comfort of my mother. I am no longer worried about comforting my child. That's why I got rid of him in the first place. And yes, I am brave because I'm empty inside. I don't have anything in me. So bravado is I. I am bold. I am a narcissist, sociopath.
And what I say to analysts, especially as they're going through training, and then they repeat it later on, and they find it to serve them quite well over many years of work. If the subject allows for it, we don't argue with them.
Exactly.
We accept their words. And if she thinks something can come up,
something will come up. By the grace of God, they will find Quinton Simon in that landfill because we need the body, because it seems the chief is not going to rest until he gets this body to bring forth an arrest of Leilani Simon.
that shows that she's at fault. We're not going to argue with her. I believe her. And I believe that that's what she's doing every day there, is waiting to get caught, waiting for something to come up. Of course, I'm concerned about this in terms of the placement of the body, but that's for a different study. She's able to say, I'm at fault. She's not saying the police said I was at fault, or you, the interviewer, said I'm at fault. This is her rather lengthy sentence with a lot of psychological presence and a lot of strength to it. And she's telling you, if you're listening, and I think pretty much people are this one, I'm at fault. And by not ascribing these words to someone else, that is an embedded admission or an embedded confession. The reason I called it admission rather than a confession is because the admission acknowledges that something was done. The confession has more to it in the sense that it acknowledges, yes, something has been done, and a moral aspect or an ethical aspect to that. And what I did was wrong. That's the thing. So that is an embedded admission. The police are on the right track, and they're probably going to, especially with this type of language, that baby is not going to be found alive. The other quote that Judah put out, I thought was interesting, but a little more for her. She's coming off this bravado. Every day that goes by, it's less tears and more anger, not knowing what's happening. Not knowing what's happening. So police aren't telling her much. Not knowing where my son is, where Quinton is. No, it's what's happening. If that's even understandable. I wake up every day. Nope, it's the universal you, as if this is a common event that parents experience. You wake up every day angry, hoping you'll get that phone call. Now you know what she's afraid of. That's why the universal you is used there. She's distancing herself from it. Someone who knows how to speak strongly, knows how to assert herself. She's the center of her universe. That's what substance abuse does. Hoping that you'll get a phone call, and that phone call just doesn't come. So in making the bravado stance, now I'm showing the anger, and this is just a little bit of different quote onto the side here. It is an earlier one. She was talking about the crowd. This should all be in quotes, by the way. Talking about the crowd. People are out there and they were yelling baby killer to her. It makes it hard to even process what's going on around us. We get to the point, who's we? We get to the point where we have to barricade in our own home in order to feel safe in our backyard, because we can't even process what is happening everywhere else. You know, like at the bar where they're out drinking, mother and daughter out, what I think may have been a final, in their minds, a final celebration before arrests come, that sort of thing. So that's a statement. I think that most relevant point for us is that embedded confession or embedded admission. For that. And if there are any questions, just for a few minutes, I'll see if I can take them. But I don't know a lot about the case itself. And greetings, Tanya. It's all about her.
Well, I find it interesting that he states here, I do not know much about the case. And most of these people don't really get into, as I said, the hoopla of these types of cases, such as with social media, YouTube, and all that, because it's basically time consuming to sit and watch random live streams of nonsense. But I think his assessment is on the money. She basically confessed in her interview to the news that she is neglectful. She's a drug user. She's the center of her universe. She needs the aid of her mother, comfort of her mother. She did not do right by her child, didn't love her child, didn't feed her child. She told us all of that in a news interview without saying it directly. See, words are powerful. And I really want you to listen at his assessment of Donald Wells and Candace Bly, because it will send chills up your spine. And I don't recommend listening to it in the dark. Seriously. Because it's creepy as hell. That this man doesn't even know these people from a can of paint. But he can assess their personalities and deception just from the commentary to the news. So I'm sure many of you would think, dear God, what would he say about me if he heard me talking and saw my text messages to someone? That's why we always say, be careful what you say. Can't take it back. Messages you send to people, can't take them back. Usually you can erase them out of Messenger. But sometimes a person can still see them in time. Words are powerful. And sometimes they tell on us. And that is what happened in her interview to the news. She told on herself.
She's the center of the universe. It's interesting to learn that the grandparents raised her while her mother was in and out of jail with her own addictions, break the cycle. Good point. Yeah, if I really wonder if it was a final party time where they're drinking. It's a great question regarding house and home. We look at the difference in those things. We looked at one yesterday where it was cottage and house, I think it was the chain.
I think it's very interesting that he also says, when you saw them at the restaurant, the pictures, the stills of them being there, one last hurrah before we are caught, before we are carted off to jail. Very interesting point. Let's get it in before we are arrested. Don't know what they got. They got something. So let's get it in. And then some believe too that meeting over there on the island in Tybee was to concoct the narrative of what eventually was this interview to the news. Very deceitful people, deceptive people, rather. They know exactly what they're doing. And Billy Joe, you all in. Let me read a message from someone. Hold on 1 second. Something's coming in here. Let me see what they're talking about. In case it's something I want to reveal to the chat. Hold on. I just got upbreaking information from my source. I will read it to you now while I'm live. And this is for all you busybodies down there on the ground that think you know what the fuck is going on down there. You don't know anything. Share, this is directly for you. Official police report is now complete. BJ has verbally said, hold on 1 second, you guys. I want Leilani and Danny to go to jail, even if it means I go also. Update. Official police report is now complete. BJ has verbally said, I want Leilani and Danny to go to jail, even if it means I go also. You heard it live here on Everyday Shenanigans. Thank you. Thank you for that information. Wait a minute, they're still typing. Hold on. I want to thank all of you who follow the content and who believe in what I do up here. I do not play games when it comes to the children. Some people are here for whatever reason. I talk about true crime and different things just to bring you the information, but I do have a heart. I come across sometimes as stern because I don't play games. The children are more important to me because they are innocent people. The grown people, I don't have anything for you because you don't have to do the things you do. We're all flawed. But when you decide that you can not rear a child, take care of a child, elderly person, a pet, a cat, a dog, you need to bow out. Okay, 1 minute. They're still typing. She also posted on someone's channel that she moderates for things are changing this week. The FBI is tracking all her movement online with her IP address. Okay, they're still typing. You're welcome, sweetheart. Whew. Thank you, Jesus. Let this peace put an end to this madness. Dear God, I've had enough of these people. Hubby said they have grabbed a quit. Say what? Hubby said they have quit a bit just today and tonight. Grabbed a what? I don't understand what you're saying. They grabbed a what? Hold on, you guys. I got to type. I don't know what they're saying. You're welcome, sweetheart. Oh, Lordy. I can sleep good tonight. Thank you, Jesus. I've had enough of this nonsense. Stupid people down there on the ground. They're still typing. Thank you all so much. I guess things that she is posting all over YouTube. Okay. That's where she messed up. Should have never went to YouTube and TikTok. Excuse me. That's why I don't like texting. Because just like Mr. Hyatt said, you shorten your words. People don't understand what you're saying. Okay. Oh, they have grabbed comments that she is posting tonight and earlier today. That's what they were saying. Okay. Thank you, dear. Oh, you're welcome, Kay. Let me repeat that to people coming into the chat. An official police is now complete. BJ has verbally said, I want Leilani and Danny to go to jail, even if it means I go also. She also posted on someone's channel that she moderates for things are changing this week. So I guess she's hinted to Cher. Cher probably thinks it's going to be Leilani turning over on that boy Danny, but Cher, you have been duped and hoodwinked and bamboozled because you are also a fool. But people have warned you to stay out of people's business, but you could not. You think you know everything, you don't know a damn thing. These people have been using you, but you like a show, so now you're going to get exactly what you signed up for. As I said before, the FBI is tracking all of her movement online with her IP address. The husband said they have grabbed quite a bit just today and tonight. He said he doesn't believe Leilani is even there. That is what's been sent to me. Honey, I don't need any verification for anything, sweetheart. I let the FBI do their job because that is their job. They're watching everything. The Queen doesn't need to watch anything. I am just the messenger with the information to bring to you all. I don't need to be there. I don't need to be on the ground. I don't work like that. I have no use for that. The FBI is tracking everything that they do. This is why I kept trying to tell you all, you have to be very careful. The people that you take up with, the things you post to social media, there's always somebody lurking and watching and keeping a tally of everything that you do, even your photographs. You would be surprised to know that people will keep your pictures. Of course. Because I caught that on someone's phone recently. And I don't think they noticed when I was looking at their phone, they have photographs of me in their phone. And they couldn't be from my Google because I would be the only one to have access to my Google where my pictures sit in a box. So are they a fan of mine? Secretly stalking me? I don't know. Possibly. Friend of mine, I thought. But see, you don't know people. And this person I cared for. But when they were showing me something, it showed rows and rows of my photographs. That's why I tell you all to be very careful. That's why I really don't need to be posting any of my private pictures to YouTube. Because some of you are not well out there. That's the last message that came in. He said he doesn't believe Leilani is even there. Thank you so much for joining me. They're still typing. Thank you for following this network. God bless all of you. Just a second. Still waiting. You're welcome, sweetie. My eyelashes, they said we're going to curl up from this good gossip. The user working and lurking is a messenger for all those there. Block it. Say what? You got to stop typing like this because I don't understand what you're saying. Okay. All right. Okay. They're gone. And how do you know that? Very good point. You should never say anything on the internet that you wouldn't say in public. Exactly. Just a minute, you guys. Ooh, mercy. I'm 3 hours in. 3 hours plus. Still typing. Hold on. Lord have mercy. Very true. I'm still here, just waiting on the message to come through. Hello, Carrie. A lot of criminals like to move around from state to state so they are not found out about their record. Right. It has come to my attention that the FBI and Canadian authorities have spoken several times. So you all don't need to come into this chat to spy, because anything I say is public record. So stop the foolishness. You all knew what the game was when you decided to get yourselves involved in dealing with people who are diabolical. So therefore, the chips will fall where they may. That is the reason why I don't go looking to hang with people who murder people, murder children, because you're asking for trouble. But some of you like attention, so therefore this is funny to you, to be immersing yourselves in with baby killers. Should have never got involved with Billy Joe. That was your choice. I told you all this is not a game. I've said this 1,000 times in talking about Donna Wells and Candace Bly. When you involve the police, investigators, TBI, whichever agency wants to investigate a crime, it is not a game. You all play a lot of games out here. You like bothering people, going in inboxes, messaging people, trying to talk to people who are involved in a case. You don't even know if they killed a child. hurt the child, sold the child, whatever the situation is, whether it's a child or an adult, this is not a game. And some of you do not take this serious. That's the reason why I don't like talking about children, because I've learned how ignorant you all act. You all are buffoons to me. You're straight, ratchet, internet junkie thugs. When I close my computer at night, I sleep very well because I know I've done my job. Because I don't go out here poking the bear. How you hear me on the tube is how I am when I shut the computer off. I don't play games. I don't play with grown people. I don't go rambling with people and messaging people, looking for people to try to put on the spot for a like or a view. Because I know what people will do to you out here in the street. They will find your ass and cut your throat. And a lot of you have not realized that because you want content for your channel. Some of you in the chat, you're dirty too. All this fucking calling around and calling people and harassing people and trying to get information. And I know what some of you do. You call the FBI, you call the police, you call anytime something you don't like, you disagree. You all don't get it. Stay out of these people's business. You are not helping because you're not doing it for the right reason. You don't know anything about these people to be meddling with them. That's why I don't condone people who get down like that. A lot of you will say, well, they're just trying to help. You're not helping because there are people who are qualified to do their job. That's what they go to school for. It's what they train for. They don't need no help. And I don't condone anybody that makes phone calls all day to the police. If you have vital information, okay, call. But when you start meddling and just randomly meddling, I don't have no respect for you. Because that's somebody I'm never going to play with. I'm never going to play with law officials. Because I don't want them bothering me and I want them stalking me. And if I don't know anything, I definitely would not ever call them if I didn't know something. And so some of you thinking you're going to get all the juice by hanging with these people. Oh, I support you. I know you didn't do anything. Oh, you all don't understand. I got the story. I know everything. They didn't do it. You a fool. You are a fool because you're dealing with seasoned criminals. And they have a lot to lose, some of them. One in particular does not. That's the daughter. The mother does because she works, she has a home. She's not trying to lose any of that. She's not trying to go back to the dirt. And I told you all this would happen Monday. That when it came down to it, that Billy Joe would throw her under the bus. I told you that during Monday's live. Did I not say that during Monday's live? That when her back became pressed against the wall, she would throw Leilani under the bus, Danny, or whomever else is involved. I told you that. Because she has more to lose than Leilani. Leilani doesn't have anything. She has a dysfunctional relationship with Billy Joe Howe. That's not enough to sustain herself. She has now forfeited all her children. She has nothing to lose. So I must know what I'm talking about. And that is the one thing I've learned about talking about these children is that a lot of you play games, you don't listen. You don't listen because you don't want to listen. You want to hear what you want to hear. That's why a lot of you shouldn't even be talking about true crime, period, because it's a joke to you. But until you have ever been involved in a crime, seen crime, you don't know what it's about. That's why I don't play games when it comes to dead people. Because I'm not trying to end up where they are. I will bring you all more information tomorrow pertaining to this case. But as I said, so far, the information that I have brought to you, to Everyday Shenanigans, has come to fruition. So I didn't have to make up anything for a view or like, and I didn't have to go to Savannah to prove a point, nor get a view or like on my channel. These people are all users and manipulators, and they find people in the street to use and manipulate. And the people who have immersed themselves in this crime and other crimes, such as Cal City, Summer Wells, they're all the same. They're dirty leeches, crybabies, clout chasers, very ignorant people who do anything for attention. They do not care about children. They do not care about you in the chat. They would use you and chew you up and spit you out the same. You all better wake up. You all better wake up out there. Now go run tell that. Justice for Quinton Simon. If you see something, say something. Be a part of the solution and not the problem. Mind the children. Prayers for Takeoff's family. African-American rapper dead, 28 years old, killed in Houston, Texas. You're very welcome. So some of you wasted your money going to Savannah yesterday. I said it. Wasted your money. So if there is an arrest one day soon, maybe some of you have gotten your money's worth for a couple of live streams. So ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. You all have a good week. This is Everyday Shenanigans. You're welcome, sweetheart. Have a good evening. Well, good morning. Thank you so much.